Now we're live. Hi,
Oh,
everybody. We're so sorry about that. We had some technical difficulties here. We thought we were live and we weren't. We were talking. We
we've
were
been
ready.
talking. Hilarious.
Oh, we're so sorry, guys.
Yeah,
That's
we're gonna have to do the
funny.
whole intro all over again and say hi to everybody. We've been talking for a
We said
minute.
hi to everybody. We were talking about the
Yeah,
Viewmaster, and then we're like, wait a minute, we're not
we're
live.
not live.
So let's say hi to everybody again. Hi, Debbie O'Bebby. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Corey. I'm with Alice, Meryl Ryan, Bill Chill. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad you guys are here tonight. And again, we apologize for the technical difficulties we had. I don't understand what happened. But anyway, we were talking about the Viewmaster, how we both had it as kids and we liked it. And
Yeah,
it's interesting that Acosta, she says, oh, this is what social media was like before social media. This is what you guys were into. Uh, and it's interesting because one of the reels is the pyramids in Egypt, in
right,
Cairo. And the other one, we're trying to speculate what it is. I was
right.
thinking maybe it's the Lake of Tears. And Jen, you were saying something. What were you saying about it?
I was saying that I agree. I haven't even thought about that. I was looking at it like a valley and a mountain. I thought it was maybe where somebody had planned on a vacation, whoever actually owned that Viewmaster. I thought it was about like the vacations they had been on. But I like that it's the Lake of Tears, and it kind of, now that I'm thinking about it, reminded me of the mountains that Robert Saunders had talked about on our live stream a couple live streams ago. But I thought it was really focusing more so on the pyramids, especially because Jade had been talking about it the scene before. And
Yes.
when you think about the structure and the inside, the way the pyramid has chambers or
Yes.
tombs, and the way it kind of also has a king's chamber. And if you go all the way down to the bottom layer, there's always underneath everything, there's always a water source. And I know that
Yes.
we've been talking about the Lake of Tears being underground. So possibly, like, even under where the tombs are, there might be a flowing river, right? That kind of is going to lead out somewhere. And I know we've been talking about that. So I
Yes.
was thinking of that. And even if it does lead out to somewhere, it could be that first image, like you said, and look something similar with those mountains in the background that we saw from the lighthouse, like Robert Saunders pointed out.
Yeah. No, I think so. Oh, hi, Mike. Mike's here. Hello.
Hey,
And
Mike.
Merrill says, I think it means that the Lake of Tears is in the tombs. That, yeah. Yeah. Oh,
I agree.
perfect. Absolutely. It makes perfect sense, Merrill, because the
Mm-hmm.
tombs where the Ankui kids, where they're buried, the bones, and they're relating it to the pyramids in Egypt, the tombs in the pyramids. Just what you said, Jen. It makes a lot of sense. It really does.
Right.
I like that. But so that means the Lake of Tears is underground, near where the Ankui children are buried. And the question is now, does this go through the whole town?
Right.
Is that cave, those caves, does this go everywhere through the town? I think it does, right?
I do too. I think it's going to have to go through all the towns. I think Felicia was saying this when we were talking about it on our live stream, and other people have theorized this too. And I know I've said this with Robert Saunders. I think at this point, after seeing that house collapse back in season 2, I think it's safe to assume, especially now that we know, I think every house has some type of an entrance to those caves.
Mm.
Every single one of them has a system to get through the caves. I think the
Right.
doors are all shut and they're protected, so not, the monsters can't just come through, and you can't just clearly see them. But I do think that there is a system underneath, and even below that, it either leads to the cave, the water source, or like an underground river, or it would be even right below that. Or one of
Yes.
those like caverns and trails would lead to it, but for the most part, it's going to flow even underneath where some of those trails and the tunnels go to different homes and different
Yeah.
places around the Fromville, not even just
And,
homes, different places.
and we see in Colony House in the basement, right? There is the
Right.
door there that leads to the cave.
And we know there's one
Uh,
in the root cellar.
yes. Yes.
And even though Tabitha did not have a door that went to it, if she, once she broke through the ground and went down, she fell down right where those cave drawings are. And that's where Victor found her. So we know
Yes.
that every single place, there's got to be some type of a system that's going to lead, like a cavern in the tunnels.
Yes. Yes.
Robert.
Hello, Robert. Hi, Robert. We were just talking about the Viewmaster picture of the mountains and the water. And what we're saying is the water is probably underneath in the tombs, and maybe that picture is the Lake of Tears in the viewfinder, in the Viewmaster. The volume just turned on, so you weren't hearing us before? Is that what you're saying? You didn't hear us? Is everybody hearing us?
Can you hear us? Oh my God.
Wow, we're having a lot of trouble tonight.
I know.
Well, you hear me. I hear you.
I hear you fine.
Chat, tell us in the chat, do you guys hear us? Kelly said she could hear us. Okay,
good.
Okay, so I'm not sure, Robert, why you couldn't hear us, but I hope you can hear us now. Yeah, Corey hears us too. Okay, good. So let's talk about the episode as a whole. Oh, okay. Yeah, Corey said he hears us. Jen, what is your view of the episode as a whole? Wait, now, Jen, I don't hear you.
Oh, hello?
Yeah, now I hear you.
Well,
what's going on tonight?
I don't know.
Is it a full moon?
It must be. As the episode in its entirety, I actually really liked it. I know it was definitely a slower pace, but I thought it was chock full of answers and confirmation, and it gave us more questions. And that's what I really love about the show and theorizing. Mm-hmm. I like that we get confirmation, answers, that validation feeling. But we also get some more questions because we have to keep moving the plot forward and pushing it forward. We can't just keep humming over those same exact theories over and over again without A, giving answers, or B, moving forward where we get another piece of the puzzle that asks more questions. So I kind of liked it, and I liked the humor that we found throughout it. And you kind of just saw not everything can be like this action-packed constant. Don't get me wrong, I wish we seen the monsters more, but not everything can be like action-packed. There was a lot of setup and things that we're going to need, because I'm pretty sure episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10 are going to be a huge roller coaster of a ride. And this episode wasn't a setup episode, but the pacing was more like a setup episode, and certain things actually were set up.
Yes.
Which we'll get to.
Yes. No, I agree with what you said. I do think it was a setup episode in the sense where nothing major happened. You know,
right.
Donna's so-called death was to me strange because it felt weird, because episode 5, we thought she was going to die in episode 5, and she didn't. Right. Then we had another fake out death for her in episode 6, and I was a little annoyed with that. How did you feel about that?
In the moment watching it, and even the second time watching it through, yes, I do want some type of a major death, and I kind of was. There's still a part of me that's a little disappointed, but the way the show, when you're watching it, you almost are set up to have like this hope, and I'll talk about it more when we get there.
Yes.
But I feel like it was definitely manifested. If nightmares can manifest, then so can hope, because there's got to be duality and balance.
Yes.
So I felt like the episode also was kind of heavily focused, or was more centralized on Boyd, and kind of seeing where his arc came from, and showing him kind of conquer his fears and master what he doesn't even know yet is a power. And I think that he was able to manifest things, and I think he's done it before. Just like Julie story walked and had no idea with Martin, he also story walked Boyd, even though he had the torch in his hand. But he has powers that he can do things, probably because he's pretty much like the law of the land right there on this side, the side of the people. Right.
Yes.
So because think about it, if you're the law of the land, then you have the keys to the city. You're able to go everywhere and anywhere. So I think he can probably tap into whatever powers some of the other people have unknowingly at this point, because we've seen him story walk, right? We've seen him carry some worms in his system. We've seen him like kill one of the nightmare creatures. So he's got to have something that is definitely special with him. And like I said, I think it's because of the role that he plays in this story. Right. So he's got to be like their leader, and their leader obviously would have keys and answers and be willing to take chances and risks, and probably have one of the greatest story arcs, because he'd have some type of internal conflict, which we're seeing all of that with Boyd, the hero's journey, as we would call it. Right. And we see that with a couple of different characters. Like you can see that tap into it. So for Boyd, like I said, I felt like it was really heavily centralized on him. And the Khatri scenes to me really like got me, and it kind of really put me over the edge in confirming who I think the Khatri entities really on the
Yeah,
team
and
of.
we could talk about that when we get to Khatri
Right.
too. Right.
So,
But
but that all of that leading up to it, Donna's death, I felt like Boyd wasn't ready to handle that. She had to still come back. They
yeah,
still
I
need,
mean,
she's gonna have importance. The fact that she was not killed off and we've had 2 fight outs, she's going to have a significant role.
right.
From is not ready to deal with her. I hope
So
she knows a piece of the answer.
okay,
Let's
so
just
Bill
hope.
Chill agrees. He agrees with me actually. He says he's annoyed by the double fake out. And I, going back on what you just said, Jen, they could have done that with a different character, not Donna, because they
Right.
already led us to believe Donna's safe, right? They didn't kill her in episode 5. So they're doing it again in episode 6. And I found that annoying for the viewers. If you want Boyd to realize that he needs someone and that maybe he can manifest that person to not die out of hope, they should have picked a different character. It could have been Kenny. It could have been Ellis. It could have been somebody else, Fatima. I just was annoyed that it was Donna again. Now, I don't think Donna will die. I think that they will keep her around until next season because, first of all, she's a fan favorite. People love her. I like her. I wouldn't want to see her die. I'm glad that she didn't die. I just don't like the double fake out. I just don't care for that kind of writing. It bothered me.
And that's why I think that they're setting it up for her to have some type of a significant role. Just like I was just saying, like Boyd has a role. She has to have some type of a significant role or purpose.
Yes.
In order for them to be doing this, right? And I think you're right. Like, I don't think at this point, I don't think that she's going to die. I thought that she really was. Even up until this episode, I still thought that she can die. But when she came back from this one after the last episode, I was like, oh, she's going to have a role. There's no way she's going to die. If she does die, it won't be until next season then. I definitely think after seeing this, she's going to make it out unless she like throws herself under the bus on purpose. Like in front of a monster to kill herself to sacrifice. And I don't even think they would do that yet.
No. See, and I'm still I'm still holding on to the fact that I think her sister is one of the monsters.
I agree.
And it hasn't been revealed yet. They're going to have a storyline for her. There's no question about that. And I also, I've heard people say, did she really die? I mean, she was in cardiac arrest for they said close to 10 minutes.
Right.
So sounds like she died and she came back.
Right.
And they call that, what do they call that? After death experience.
Yes. An after death experience.
Right. And she may remember it. She may not remember it. She may have seen things about this town because Marielle said everyone that's ever died here is still here and they're still screaming and she hears them. Donna may have been one of those people. She may have seen people screaming. It will be interesting to see.
Right.
But the fact that she came back. And now I just did a video about it today. I don't know if you saw my video, Jen.
I heard it on the drive home. I did.
Oh, thank you. I did a video, guys, about this today. It's actually linked in the description of this video. It's about the title of this episode, The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. And I talked about it in relation to the novel of the same name that was in 1940. It came out. And it was also a film, by the way. I never saw the film, but I heard it was really good. And this episode talks about loneliness and how people are looking for connection. And that's what the novel was about. And the movie was about that too. So they bring that into the theme of this episode where everyone is looking for connection. Because we've said it time and again, nobody talks here, right? Everybody has information. Nobody knows what's going on. Boyd keeps it to himself. Ellis and Fatima, they're keeping it to themselves. And then Jim and Tabitha were keeping it to themselves. Everybody had their own little secrets.
Right.
And that's why the town was winning. Because it's divide and conquer.
Correct.
Right? But if everyone starts talking and everyone starts sharing information, they can win against the town.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what's happening here. Boyd realized, I need Donna. I can't do this without Donna. I can't. I need her. He finally admits he needs somebody else because Boyd was always saying, I can do this. I can handle this. I'm in charge. I know what's best for everybody. But for him to actually say, I need you, shows growth, first of all, growth on his part. And it shows that he's realizing, he can't do it all himself.
Right.
So, and that's what's going to save them, all of them. And that's why it was so tragic what happened with Henry, because he really is not connected to anybody in this place. And he was the perfect prey for Sophia.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And we'll get to that later when we get to that part. But anyway, if you get a chance, please watch my video because I really go in depth about it. I talk about it with every character, with Jade, with Victor, with Henry, their need to connect with people. Jade is like he's been a loner all this time, right? He's
Right.
like he's trying to find the answer. He keeps staring at a symbol. Well, hey, he finally asked Boyd for help. He finally put himself out there, and that's what we need. So that was great.
Agreed.
I just want to check in with the chat before we start going over the episode, okay? So
Absolutely.
David, hi, David. David said, the episode stalled to emphasize the stakes for Boyd, but they didn't need to waste another episode getting to the door. Well, yeah, I can understand that. I think a lot of people were frustrated with this episode because don't forget, we had a 2-week wait, right? There was no episode last week. So people were thinking, oh, okay, this one's going to be great. It's going to make up for not having one last week. So I think people are disappointed. And yeah, and it is. It took too long to get to the door. I agree with that. Meryl says, I now fully believe there is a system entity controlling everyone through manipulation, brainwashing, and illusions, using like the Man in Yellow and ghosts to further the narrative and keep the cycle going. Yeah?
Agreed.
Well, that is a very popular theory. A lot of people think that there is a system involved here, whatever you want to think the system is. I'm with Alice. Donna may have seen some answers. Yes, that's what we were just talking about. Absolutely. David again. Sophia wants Henry to believe he is in a dream. He drinks the blood and sees the light and hears the heart machine, making him think he is in the hospital. But is it manipulation or seeing reality? Now, this is something I wanted to talk about. And Jen, I wonder if you're thinking what I'm thinking. And because we were going to go over the trailer later.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting.
Some people don't want to hear the trailer, so.
I know. Yeah, but I have a view on this. Should we just table this for later? We'll talk about it later then. So, David, we'll talk about this later when we go over the trailer. Okay.
If you don't mind, David. I mean, no disrespect. Right. I just am trying to be respectful to everybody on the thing, and we'll save it for the end. I promise.
Yeah, because some people they don't want to know what happens in the trailer. Okay, so it's the same thing. So we're going to table that for now.
Try to save the comment if you can, because by the time we get to it, it might not be available in the chat because it kind of cuts off after a certain amount.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm trying to highlight it. Okay.
Here, I'll see if I can copy and paste it, and I'll just hold on to it on a document.
Good. Okay. Bill Chill says, I like the Khatri scenes, but they only occurred after Boyd's unnecessary doubt of Jade. Yeah, but it's interesting about that, Bill, because I think that I don't believe Khatri is an actual ghost that appears to Boyd. I think it's part of his subconscious mind. The part of him, the reasonable part of him, the part of him that helps him make decisions. So right. That's why he came up at that point, because Boyd was doubting Jade. So Father Khatri, the voice of reason, comes into his head and says, hey, just do it. Have faith. It's going to work out. I mean, that's my opinion anyway. I mean, some people think that he's a real ghost, but I don't think so. Okay. Some fans say it is a distraction related to bringing the Roger doll into town and that Donna is the spy agent. Well, I know some people think Donna is a spy. I personally do not believe that. I think Donna is an emotional wreck from this place. I think that she had a heart attack. I mean, her stress level is through the roof. I don't see her as a mole. Now, bringing Roger back, I think, was a big mistake. I can't understand why, Jen. Why would they bring Roger back? I mean,
I don't
you
know
see,
either. I was so upset. Just like I told you last stream, I was so freaking mad that we found out that it was done, and it was like, yeah, pull him in. I mean, I know she stabbed it in the heart, which might be why
yes,
she had a heart attack, but still, it doesn't really matter. Why would you bring it? And then I know we'll
yes.
get to it, but if you're gonna bring some creepy ass shit that could possibly come back to life, why would you leave the only freaking weapons that can kill it right fucking next to it? Why wouldn't you be
That's
sleeping
what
with it? It
I
would be
was
strapped to
thinking.
my fucking leg or arm. I'm sorry. I'm getting emotional because I'm like, that just makes no sense. I'd
It
be
doesn't.
Michonne. That shit would be by my side, like my third arm. Ooh, sorry, chat. I get.
I
Really
don't think that
it
they
makes
should
no
have brought
sense.
all of them back either. They should have left some of the totems there, right?
I
Because the
agree.
dolls
At
are
least
in
leave
that
one.
area. The
At
dolls
least leave
are not
one.
in their area, right?
Right. What if
Until
you go
now.
back there, or what if you just happen to run and you keep running, and you get there, and now the dolls attack you after you just outran the night creatures,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I would have left one just for safekeeping, and then there's no way I would have passed them out. I'm like, Boyd, you get one, Kenny, you get one, Ellis and Fatima get one,
But
me,
wait a
Donna
second.
gets one, Tabitha,
Wait.
you get one. They bought back like 6.
Yeah, but wait a minute. We know that they kill the dolls. We don't know if they would kill the monsters.
Oh, I don't think they'll kill the monsters, but it
Right.
doesn't matter. The fact that Roger is there in town, if you're going to bring him back, then I'd be sleeping with those totems right next to
They
me.
should not have brought him back. That's the
I
whole
agree.
point. They should have buried him there. What is the point of bringing him back?
Bury him. Burn him.
Or burn
Sorry.
him. Right. Okay, burn him. Right.
Burn
Bury him or burn him. But why would you bring him back? That
I don't
makes
know.
no sense.
None.
No sense. And then she shows them the totems. Okay, but do you need that here? I mean, you need it in the totem village. That's where you need it.
Even at that point, though, it wasn't just like an epic failure on Donna's part. Like, boy, you're a sheriff. You're a military dude. That's a weapon. You're just going to leave it to sit in the shed right next to the fucking dead body that could possibly be reanimated. And by the way, it's going to come back. I guarantee you, I guarantee you, Sophia will whisper sweet nothings into its ear, aka some kind of incantation, and it will come back to life. And because the talisman have no effect on it, it's going to bust a hole right through Colony House and attack them. And I think we'll get to it. I think that's the reason why, like, Randall's up there, Bacta. There's a reason. Like, some things were set up for a reason.
And I think the golem. And I think the golem is going to fight Roger.
Right. I originally put the golem would fight Smiley because that's what it's meant for. But I think even if it's being activated for Smiley because they're doing some kind of like plan, I think the Roger, like Sophia, will awaken Roger, and Roger will come through, and then they'll have like 2 things to deal with, and the golem will obviously take on Roger. And let's see what happens with the whole Smiley thing. I think it's going to wind up causing some deaths. Because they're going to make a mistake. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. And David said, it's definitely weird that Henry hears. Oh, again. Okay. David, we have to save this for later.
Where are you? Okay, I found it. I got all of those I have.
Okay, good. Okay. The only reason I didn't mind Khatri scenes is because I really like him. Yeah, I love Khatri, actually. I was upset they killed him off, so I like seeing him.
I agree. I was mad that they killed Khatri off, too.
Yeah.
He was my favorite character at that point.
Yes, me too. Yep. Robert Saunders says, we have examples of hope manifesting. The animals Boyd found, yes. The food at the settlement, possibly the talismans, possibly the healing powers of the Lake of Tears. Absolutely.
Okay,
we see it.
We see it. I'm with you, Robert. I know we haven't spoken in like 2 weeks, but I'm with you. As soon as I saw this episode, I was like, he's manifesting it. He's doing this.
Yes,
he doesn't
he
realize
is.
doing it, so I'm with you 100%, Robert.
Yes.
I love your brain. You're such a legend.
Hello, Doc. Nice to see you, Doc. Yes, near-death experience. Yes, NDE. That was what I was remembering. The thank you, NDE, near-death experience. Yes. Okay. And what else we have? Thank you so much, Doc. Yes, please like and subscribe to the video. I would appreciate that, to the live stream. And if you have any hype points, if you could hype my latest video, that would be amazing. It's linked in the description box of this video, of this live stream. Okay. And Boyd and Donna are the papa and the mama of From. Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely.
100%.
Donna is the mother of the Colony House. Boyd
Yeah.
could not do this without her. He
No.
needs her. And she needs him. She couldn't do it without him either. Okay.
Oh, I like what Heather just said. It's one of the last chats. Good night, Debbie. Love you, sweetheart.
Oh, Debbie.
Thank you for stopping by. Beautiful.
Check out her
Debbie. Artwork. Check out her artwork if you haven't. I know a lot of everyone in here probably does know already, but check out her channel, her artwork. It's amazing.
Yeah, she's amazing. She does amazing things. Check out Debbie's channel. Let's see. I'm sorry. I'm a little behind in the chat here. Wizard of Oz. Yeah, a lot of people are comparing it to Wizard of Oz.
Real Enigmas in Theory just he had mentioned the Wizard of Oz in a video like maybe during like season 2 or 3. I remember him saying it, and I understood the connection then, but I didn't like really go off of it. I kind of just, that's his theory. It was a great connection. I fucking loved it. But he mentioned it again in his latest video. And he also had referenced it in the very beginning of this season. So if you know more about it, I did hear it, but I kind of heard it with half an ear. I got to go back and listen to it again, especially the older video, because that really is where he really broke it down. And that video is like 2.5 years old already. So I have to go find that video, but it was really good. So who was that mentioned that? Is that David?
Yes. No, Heather. Heather mentioned it.
Yeah, and I know Debbie just left because I know Debbie's on Real Enigma and Theories, but she would probably know better than I do. But yeah, I'll find it and we can definitely talk about it more because I'm sure we're going to see more references about the Wizard of Oz as well.
Now, her heart attack was a manifestation of her fear. It could be. But I think it was also, it was the fear of her not being able to save everybody. That's what the fear was. So then you could say, well, that was her anxiety that caused the panic at the heart attack. But yes, her fear is underlying her anxiety. Absolutely. And who sewed up Roger? Yeah, that's what I want to know. Those dolls did it. That doll put the fire out, right? He sewed him up.
Right?
That is so strange.
Probably the guy one, the one that actually ripped his jaw off. I was like, shit, now I got to fix it.
Yep. Golem smash Roger. Yeah. Well, I think they will. I think the Golem is going to fight him, and they'll probably end up killing him with the totem pole. Yes.
Right.
They don't have any fingers, right, Heather? How could the dolls sew him up, right? Don't give Ellis why, because Ellis will screw it up, right? Okay. Tabitha unalive the doll monster. So Roger is its proxy. Interesting. Yeah. I guess he's a stand-in, right? Because they unalived the other doll. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. Mike says, I enjoy moments of communication between Boyd and Jade, Julie and Sarah, and other occurrences of meaningful undoing Sophia's work. Yes, absolutely. Because them connecting is what is going to defeat Sophia. As long as they connect, she can't get them alone to twist their minds, to poison them, like she's doing with Henry right now.
Right. There's power in numbers. And I meant to say that before when you were talking, and then I kind of forgot because we started saying hi and then we realized we weren't recording.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, there's power in numbers for sure.
Yes.
And you're right. I love that they're communicating more. And like you said, Jade's always been trying to communicate, but now people are listening to him. Now other people are sharing their stories, even if it's not with Boyd in the whole story, even Victor this episode, which we'll get to. But everybody's starting to get more confident in wanting to get out and helping each other so they all can get out.
Exactly. That's right. And it is divide and conquer. So as long as you get people to be against each other, that's why she said she enjoys tearing themselves apart. That's what Sophia said. Because
it's really easy work, right? Because all she does is put them up against their biggest fears and horrors that they already have, and they just do it to themselves. She gives them enough rope to hang themselves, and that's all she does is show them the rope, and she just watches them hanging themselves, and it makes it easy for her. She's able to eliminate her targets without doing any physical harm. And if you know the story of Dr. Mabuse, which I know that's
Yes.
what the equipment is like, that's exactly what he does, right? He's this huge
Yes.
criminal mastermind, but he doesn't ever lift a finger to actually do any of the dirty work, right? He always gets subordinates to do it for him. And
That's right.
clearly there's a hierarchy and a structure to his organization, and he's the mastermind. And clearly here and from, the same thing applies. There's a structure and a hierarchy, just like Heather was mentioning before. And there's definitely a system to the way this book is structured or the way this game is being played. And there's rules, like Boyd also has mentioned.
Right. Exactly. Okay, guys, I think we're going to start going over the episode, and we'll go through the chat as well simultaneously. So, okay, Jen, do you want to
share it?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sharing right now with you guys. Okay, it should be up and ready to go. Sorry, I've been doing speaking tasks as final exams as a teacher, and the only way I can entertain myself is by making funny voices because it's, yeah, I hate testing. I can't.
Okay.
So I can't stop myself. Like it's a whole week of testing and calling kids individually and doing speaking tasks. And if anybody in the chat is a parent and has like any kid in high school, you know what I'm talking about with foreign language. So
and Bill said, "You'll go get some more mushrooms."
yeah, right. And I agree with Heather. She made a comment that like Jade manifested those mushrooms, and I kind of agree with you. I think that there's manifestation is a power that is here, and
yes.
I know the monsters know about it, so they can do it. The fact is that our townspeople also have that power. They're just unaware of it. And hopefully maybe after this episode, Boyd might catch on. Yeah. But I think that was definitely this episode to me. That is probably why I loved this episode, and so many people might not have. I saw that manifestation as a power. And Boyd was just talking about how he lost his win because Smiley was reborn. If you can manifest things and you can really believe and put those intentions and focus that kind of energy, right, and bring that into life, then that also will ignite hope amongst other people and help them tap into their power of manifestation. Who knows? Maybe that's how Fatima is able to activate the Golem. Maybe not in the traditional like Golem of Prague way with the actual parchment paper. Maybe her and Boyd are able to manifest it. We still don't know how that's going to play out. But I like the fact that to me this episode confirmed manifestation.
What about the Ankui kids? They manifested the bottle trees.
Yeah, and the roots and the symbol, and the absolutely.
Yeah,
and we all knew that, but we didn't kind of really make that connection with any of the other characters. And this episode really tied that together. And those little things, like I said, if you're not like a real diehard From fan and have been here for like at least 2 seasons prior and know what it means to watch From, that it includes not one coincidence. It's deep diving. It's every single object, props, line, everything means something. There's nothing that's thrown away here. There's no filler. Everything really means something. When you take that into account, suddenly you look at this episode differently. It's not just a whatever episode. It's slower pace so that you can catch on to what they're putting down.
There's a theory called the law of attraction, which I'm sure most people are familiar with. So what that means is you get back what you put out. So if you are putting out positivity, positive things will come back to you. If you're negative things are going to affect you. So it's like everything is a mirror image. And I think that's what this town is. It's a mirror image. What you're putting out is giving you back. If you're putting out fear, you're going to experience fear. If you put out hope, hopeful things will come to you. And I think that's part of it. Yes.
I agree. I think what you think of, what you believe in, and your actions actually matter here. Right. And if I know there's a lot of like Christian references, but if you are a Christian, you know that by good works alone, you cannot get into heaven. But here, a lot of those good works still open doorways for you. And that might be a key to why the man in yellow is so biblical, but yet he does all this demonic stuff. He might have banked and bet everything on good works, and it didn't work out for him because he didn't have faith or believed, even though he knew the word inside and out. And even if you think about, and even if you think about Revelations, it says only 144,000 will be saved, but there are way more Christians in the world than that, even when the time of the rapture is going to come. So if you keep that into account, it really goes on what Father Khatri said in this episode. It's based on faith. If you truly believe, like deep down in your heart, you'll be saved. Right.
Yes.
That's exactly what is in the Bible. And I feel like that's exactly here. That's why
Mhm.
Boyd got his answer, because he truly believed and he was able to manifest. And the
Yes.
answers are coming to him. And that's exactly what Jay did last episode. We
Yes.
all think of it as a mushroom trip, but his mushroom trip manifested a whole fucking vision of him running around town in a colony house that never happened, that we all believed did up until the last second when he woke up.
Yes.
And to me, that is huge. I really think that they're pushing this. Good and bad can manifest. And that's the point. Like, there's a duality, there's a balance, there's a good, there's an evil, there's a lot of gray, but there's definitely a north and a south pole, a good and a bad, a start and a beginning. There's
And it's
definitely a duality that is balancing and battling.
And it's interesting because Sophia, she knows scripture, and she also knows how to connect with people, which is frightening.
Right.
She knows what people need. She understands human behavior. She knows how to manipulate people. And that's terrifying.
It is.
She is able to connect with people. I mean, here she is sitting down, drinking with Henry like they're old friends, right? And it's interesting how somebody who could be so understanding, because she understands exactly what he feels, and yet be so evil and want to use it against him. That's what's frightening to me. That is the scariest thing to me.
And to me, that shows exactly what Marielle said. That thing is ancient. It has been around, watching and observing mankind for so many years, so many cycles. I mean, we know of the cycles because that's obviously when the massacre happens, one ends and another begins. But think about all the years that are covered in between. Even if not every reincarnate came back where the cycle would pick up and start changing, people were still coming in and out of From at some points, right? Like you still saw people coming in and out of From for almost a year and a half before like the Matthews family arrived. 2 years almost, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's been there almost 3 years. So we've seen people coming in and out of From for years. So imagine the entity's been watching, like the Watchers, like the movie. They've been watching, they've been studying, they've been mimicking, they've been adapting. So here we are, probably in the 9th or 10th cycle, I believe. And he's been dealing with all types of characters. Think about the characters that really were just like a +1 or a +2 in the car that really had no meaning, but they needed to get the, the driver or the main person into From. So dealing with all the personalities, all of the truth, because when you're faced with fear, the truth comes out, right? You really kind of like show and prove or show and fail. So imagine he's been watching, or it's been watching for all this time. It knows how to manipulate and be conniving and use that as a weapon because it's been studying for so long, and man hasn't changed. Our clothes might have changed, the music we listen to might have changed, the technology we use might have changed, but our souls, our beliefs, the personalities that we carry, the things that we'll do in certain dilemmas, those choices and those ways that we are, that has not changed.
No,
and
human needs have not changed.
Yeah,
human desire, human behavior has not changed. But what's frightening is he wants to be friends. He even told Jim, I liked you, Jim.
Right.
You liked Jim, but then you killed Jim. What does that mean that you like someone? What does that mean that you can connect with someone and understand how they feel? And have, I'm not going to use the word empathy because it's not empathy, but a compassion for how somebody feels. And then you kill them afterwards. How does that work?
I feel like that ties into a part that we don't know yet, but it has to lead back to a betrayal. Because only when you've trusted somebody or trusted multiple people that have built up a trust with you, and countless time after time after time, they betray you, and you realize it's human nature, no matter, and you've seen all these different personalities of people that you finally have trusted or confided in over time have obviously betrayed you.
I like that, but I don't think he's human, though. That's the thing.
Right. No, but he's taken on human form, and he's been studying the human species. So he obviously sees all this betrayal that's happened, sometimes over trivial things, sometimes over huge dilemmas, sometimes over, greed, desire, pick one of the 7 deadly sins. But he has seen it, I feel like, over all these decades and centuries and generations of people that have come through From. The entity's been studying people like the Watchers and has been mimicking, and that's why he's so good at manipulating, conniving, because he really knows human nature. He has seen things change. Like he knew about cell phones How the hell did he
Yeah,
know about cell phones?
but the thing
So
is,
he's obviously known about
he
like the
knows.
change of technology, but one thing that hasn't changed is human nature. And
But
it's
Jen,
really
he
greed
knows.
and
He knows
selflessness.
it.
Yeah.
He knows it. But why does he get off on it? Why does he want that? That's what I'm questioning. If he was a human being, and what you just said would make perfect sense, he was betrayed, he was hurt, so he wants to hurt other people. But he's not. He's some creature that's not human. Why does he want to connect with people and then destroy them? And I'm hoping that we get the answer.
I agree.
And it might be what you're saying too. Maybe he was betrayed too, but I think there's more to it than that. So we'll get into that. So let's start the presentation.
All right. So here we have our breakdown, our deep dive into episode 6. The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. So it kind of picks up exactly where it left off, right? We saw in the last episode Jade coming out of his mushroom trip and realizing he never really left there, but telling Boyd, I know how to save them. I know how to save the children, right? I know where to find their bones. So we find that here in this episode. He kind of goes into more detail. And this is where what really kind of pissed me off, right? Boyd actually grabs the bottle that Khatri had left behind and he needs a drink. It pissed me off that Boyd really did not believe Jade. Like you kind of pushed this on him. You kind of knew he was going to get answers. And then when he comes out of this mushroom trip with answers, I understand a little bit of skepticism because there's a risk. But everything you fucking do every day is a risk. You're living in a nightmare freaking realm. So I feel like, and I've mentioned this before, every time one of these characters takes like a huge leap forward, they always take 2 freaking steps back. And last episode when he was like pushing Jade on, even though he wasn't there, he was still there for Jade. I was like all about it. That's a huge step forward. Mm-hmm. And then with this, with him not believing Jade, and even Jade was like, oh my God, what the fuck do I have to do? Like you saw the frustration, like Jade is doing everything they ask and they still don't freaking believe him. I was so pissed off at Boyd. I was like, you freaking asshole. I was like, what are you doing? What the hell are you doing, you schmuck? Like, come on, man.
Because
like, why?
Boyd thinks it's up to him to save everybody. And he thinks he's the judge and jury and to say, well, I don't think that's a good idea, or I think this is a good idea. But that's what was so great about this episode is that he finally realized I can't do this alone. I need other people to help me. Right. And it's about time. It's about time that Boyd realized that.
Absolutely. So this is where he's like, you want me to do a suicide mission and go on these tunnels based on your mushroom trip. And here's Jade like flipping out. I was like, what do I have to do? And then Jade looks over and he sees the door, right? And he remembers the end of his mushroom trip about the door, which is where we get to at the end of this trip. So I kind of like that the episode also came to a full circle, even though some people might think it was a wasted episode because you still get to the door at the end. But I like that this kind of gave you the reality of the full circle of it, right? Last one was a mushroom trip giving you answers. This was reality of finding out that mushroom trip is a reality, or at least has truth to it. Right. So I like that he's like, well, I've never been in the basement of Colony House. So if I go to Colony House and there's a door there, then obviously you can believe me. And Boyd is like, it's a start, right? Mm-hmm. It's a start. Right. So Boyd actually tries to give him the benefit of the doubt. And here we get to the episode because they go straight there, right? Boyd's like not fucking around. They're like, we're going to head straight there. Right. So we get to see Acosta, and this is the scene you were talking about that you said this looks like you think that might be the Lake of Tears.
Yes.
You had referenced Robert Saunders having the mountains in the background. We had been talking about that. And this
do we see the eye? Do we see the eye there?
I think the eye.
Maybe not on this angle. Oh,
maybe not on this angle.
Wait. Is this it here?
Right here?
Yeah, no, right here.
I can't see your mouse.
You can't see my mouse?
No. Where are you? Direct my mouse. You see where my mouse is directed?
How can I direct your mouse?
To the right, to the left, up, down.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, a little up. Okay, right there. Right there, to the right a little bit. Yep. Does that look like an eye?
It does. It looks like almost like a dinosaur eye, to be honest.
Yeah.
The way it is.
It does. It does, yeah.
So, but yes, I see that. Yep.
Yeah.
But so we see this, and some people probably be like, what the hell is that? But this I thought was significant because in the scene before, Jade had mentioned that obviously this, might have to do with the pyramids in Egypt, because they actually revered their bones, and that's why they mummified the bodies, because they believe that the bones and was anchored to a certain place. So that's the connection, is that the bones are anchored to that certain place and they need to be freed. Right. So that's what Jade's idea is. So they go down, and this is where Acosta has the best lines. And I know we had talked about it before, but Jade's like, "What are you doing down here?" She's like, "What are you doing down here?" He's like, "Oh, I'm looking for a door that I saw on a mushroom trip." And she's like, "Oh, people have weird conversations." And and then Boyd says something. He's like, Boyd's like, "Oh, I have her setting up a narrative and going through things." He's like, "No, Boyd just thinks I'm going to kill myself." I was like, Jesus, so nonchalant. I was like, whoa. I was just laughing. I had to like stop it and rewind it, because I was like, I need to actually listen and make sure I caught everything and looked, because I was actually really laughing. I thought this part was funny.
Yeah.
So this is where she's like, "Yeah, Boyd thinks I'm going to kill myself." Jade's looking around, and he goes through that little hallway, and he sees what he thinks is where the door was, right?
Right.
Because you see all this huge stuff piled up, and going back and comparing it, and damn it, I should have freaking put it up. They are not the same things that you see here, but close enough. Definitely a bunch of furniture and things thrown there. I didn't find anything significant in what we saw here at all. So, but they're taking things down. The one thing I did see significant on the right side over here, you see all those baskets, right? Before I had seen a bunch of suitcases. Both are used to carry things. Maybe that might be significant, but I know the suitcase was probably the more significant thing of them. And here we have the wall, and this is where Boyd's like really no longer on the fence and like ready to like jump ship, right? And Boyd's like, and Jade's like, "But it's supposed to be here. I thought it'd be here," right? So, what'd you think about this scene here when they finally go back upstairs to Colony House and Boyd and Jade have this conversation, and they end up like this right before Kenny walks in?
And again, Jade is saying, "Listen, Boyd, you don't have all the answers because people have died and you didn't protect them." And then Boyd lost it. And he says, "Don't you talk that way to me. Don't push me. Don't test me."
Yeah, he's like, "Say it again. Say it again."
Say it
I was
again.
like,
Say
"Oh shit." I was like,
because he touched a nerve there. Boyd knows he's right. Boyd has made mistakes. People have died. Absolutely.
"Hey, Joyce." Right. And I kind of like that. Even though Jade was not at the bottle tree with Tabitha and Henry, the boy in yellow, or the boy in yellow, the boy in white, tell them that they're running out of time. The information of that was shared when they were all together. So Jade kind of references that. He's like, "Because you're running out of time. Like, how long can you hold this together?" And I feel like that's not necessarily a foreshadowing, but more like a possible foreshadowing, because there's an ultimatum that Boyd needs to face, and that's what this episode is about.
Yes. It's all about Boyd facing the fact that he needs to connect with other people. He can't do this by himself.
I mean, look how angry he got. Look at his face right there. That is just like, that's your buddy. That's your friend. Like, you've been helping. You guys have been working together. And he makes one comment, and he's actually talking truth. And because you don't like the way it sounds, the way he like yokes him up, like just grabs him, like just, it was just, and even Jade kind of recognizes it. I like that Jade kind of doesn't really instigate. He doesn't back down, but he chooses words carefully to continue and proceed.
Yes.
And
Kenny Jade got through to him, though. Jade finally got through to him.
Yeah. And Kenny walks in, and I like that Kenny wasn't like, "What's going on?" He kind of just sat back in the cut and like watched it kind of unfold, because Kenny clearly knows that he's missing pieces of the puzzle. Like, something's gone on and he doesn't know all the information. And he's like, "All right, I'll just figure it out." He doesn't bitch, doesn't complain, doesn't ask. He just kind of waits, and we see how that's going to play out in a little bit, which is right here.
Okay, wait. Let me just go through the chat for a minute.
Oh,
Boyd lost it, but can you blame him?
Not really.
Yeah. And having Jade, a lot of Jade is always great. I agree. Okay, Meryl says, if you turn the lake picture around, the lake kind of looks like an eye. Yeah, that's very interesting. I think we should try that, Jen. I think that's a great idea, Meryl. Jen, maybe we can take that picture and turn it upside down. I think that's really cool. Let's see what else we have. Jason Thomas, hello. How much backstory do you want for the man in yellow? Because I feel knowing too much demystifies what the entity is. Oh, I agree. I don't think we should know it now, but I would hope by next season they start telling us a little more about him. Because I would
Yeah.
like to know more about him. I think we're all curious, especially for someone to be that evil.
Right.
Why is
We
he
have to
that
get
evil?
something, even if we don't get every detail. We have to
Right.
know something about how he got, even if it's like we don't really know much about Pennywise, right? But
Mhm.
we still know that he came from the stars, he
Yep.
crashed down, right? And he's an entity that feeds on hope and despair. And even though we know kind of about that about the Man in Yellow, how did he get there and how was From kind of created? I think that's kind of at least the backstory that we need to know.
And Pennywise also didn't look to destroy have people destroy each other. Pennywise just killed everybody, right? Pennywise was not thinking that way. While
He was
Man
just
in
thinking about feeding.
he was thinking about feeding, but Man in
Right.
Yellow is thinking about how do I psychologically destroy them. So that's a little
Right.
different. Jim saw the structure and was close to unraveling. Yes, I agree, and I think that's why Jim died. I think he was a threat, and the Man in Yellow knew that. The golem in psychology means shadow swap, and it represents the unintegrated parts of the unconscious. That's very interesting, David. I never looked at it that way. That's a good point. That's why you're running out of time is important. When people feel rushed, they stop thinking carefully. They stop checking facts and they just act quickly instead. Yes, that's right. If someone says, listen, you don't have much time left, you're like, oh, I better make a decision right now. And it may not be the best decision.
Right,
Uh,
because it's that pressure, right? People don't do well under pressure. Plus,
no,
pressure elevates the blood. It changes the chemistry that goes through your brain. So,
right.
yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah, me too. I'm hoping Fatima is able to swap Smiley into the clay figure. That's interesting. Then she
Mm,
severs the connection, maybe with Kimona Lady, Fatima's shadow. Then Smiley starts to run amok. Fatima deactivates him. I don't think she'll be able to get Smiley inside the clay figure. I think the clay figure will just come alive because she needs it to, and
hmm
it will try and protect her. But as we know, the golem actually
hmm
ends up turning against the people it's supposed to protect.
Right,
So
because
we have to,
yeah, I mean, we can go into it when we get to the actual golem because I know the story of it.
yeah. Hmm. Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. Let's see what else. Um, Father Khatri is definitely not a ghost, but an illusion agent, appearing when Boyd must make an important choice. Right. He manipulates by pushing Boyd to act before he fully understands what's happening. But you know what's interesting? We've seen Father Khatri before, and it didn't seem like him. He would say things that contradicted who Father Khatri was when he was alive. But in this
Right.
episode, I think that this Father Khatri pretty much seems to be the same Father Khatri we knew when he was alive. And I find that real interesting. I think it's because Boyd is finally ready to hear the truth. Boyd was not ready before to give in. Because think about it, if you're in charge of a situation, you feel you're in control and that makes you feel better.
Right.
For Boyd to give up control to say, you know what, I can't do this myself. Donna, I need you. Victor, I need you. Tabitha, I need you. Jade, I need you. Then he no longer has control. And I think that's scary for him. That's terrifying for him. So, but he's finally ready because he realizes his way's not working. It's not going to happen.
I wonder.
Um,
I wonder if
yeah.
the men, since the men in yellow can shapeshift into people. I'm not saying
Mhm.
that the boy in white could, but if the man in yellow is able to use powers, for lack of a better term, and project things so that they can put voices in somebody's head or make somebody have
Mhm.
a seizure or something of that nature, then the boy in white has to have some type of powers as well, more than we
Mhm.
know. So
Yes.
just like the voices might be bad that we've had Sarah hear, it might not always have been the man in yellow that's given her those voices. It might have also been the boy in white. So I feel
Yes.
if that's the same case for the voices, it would be the same case for the quote unquote visions or hallucinations or ghosts, as as we've also mentioned them in all three of those contexts. So the Father Khatri we saw in this episode, I definitely think is of the boy in white helping out
Uh-huh.
kind of Father Khatri. But you're right, we've seen a Father Khatri that's come to Boyd that we're like,
Yes.
that is not our Father Khatri, which I
Yes.
think then would be like the men in yellow. Because if
Yes.
they're both controlling the board or part of the story and they've gone through these cycles before, then they know the roles that these characters play. They clearly know like everything about these people because they can hear what's going on. So knowing their names and trying to like take on a character or another person that's passed away to be a ghost hallucination vision, I think would be very simple for both sides, whether it's the man in yellow or the boy in white.
And what's interesting about that is that's externalizing good versus evil, right? Having man in yellow and having boy in white. But we all have good and evil inside of us. Everybody does. We have good thoughts, we have bad thoughts. And that would manifest as Father Khatri too, in Boyd's mind. Because Boyd has bad thoughts and he has good thoughts, right? So, I mean, you can kind of look at it that way too, that Father Khatri is his subconscious mind.
Right.
And he's torn between what to do and how to, what form of action to take and who he's listening to, right? Is he listening to the devil or is he listening to God? One or the other.
Hey, Benjamin.
Hi, Benjamin. Okay. Heather says, Sarah needs to be Julie's story walking anchor.
I agree.
Because she can hear what's happening. Yes, I agree with you too, because Randall doesn't have that kind of connection.
Randall doesn't have the balls. If freaking Sarah can take out Elgin's eye and not even bat an eye, like we can sit there and watch Sarah, like watch Julie have a seizure and be like, all right, she's fine. She's fine. She's fine. All right, I'll pull her out now. Like Randall was like pacing back and forth all weird. Sarah will just sit there on a rock, literally without moving, watching her. Like a creepy, like not pacing back and forth, not worried, just sit there and watch her. So yes, I hope Sarah is her anchor, and that's exactly what I thought when they got their little purple moment connection.
But also, they may find they have telepathy with each other. So if Julie is story walking, she can telepathically send a message to Sarah. Listen, I need you to take me out now. I need you to pull me out.
Right.
She doesn't have that with Randall.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. One of the voices Sarah might be able to hear is hers because the voices obviously cross cycles and dimensions. Same thing with Marielle.
Yes.
Right? Because Marielle can hear it, so that might be their power. So maybe Randall's the wrong anchor for Julie. Sarah is who I was thinking, but now that I'm thinking about people that can hear voices through different dimensions or different
Marielle,
they would be Marielle. So it could be one or the other. Yep.
Yes.
I like that.
But the point is, Sarah can connect with Julie on a level that Randall can't. So and she might be the right anchor because I think Marielle would be freaked out by it, whereas Sarah would understand it. So she 100%. Would stand by her, right? So I think that makes sense too. Okay, let's see what else we have. David says, the healing powers in Colony House is the frontal lobe, which downregulates cortisol, allowing tissues to repair rapidly. The healing powers in Colony House. I'm not sure what healing powers there are in Colony House.
Oh, well, I can say this. The fact that Christy still has her leg bandaged up and it's been that way for freaking a whole season plus is ridiculous. Why has she still got a freaking thing on her leg like she's still hurt when Ellis was stabbed and broke an arm and healed like this? Elgin's not getting patched off his eye, and that thing is healing like this. You want to think about it, Donna woke up. I know Nikki passed away, but she might have died much quicker. The fact that she survived for Fatima to whatever. My point is that I agree with you. And real enigmas and theories also had mentioned this, and I can't remember the other YouTuber. Might have been somebody else has mentioned this, but it's definitely noticeable if you're watching. You're like, how the hell is he fine already with a patch off? But this woman still walked like hobbling. Like, how hard was that bear trap? It didn't break her leg. It didn't break her leg. So I'm like, why? Like, why?
But is Colony House the only place that does that, or does it happen in other places as well? Like Ethan was living in their house, and his leg healed. He wasn't living in Colony House. So, but then again, Jim did not heal right away either.
Until he went to Colony House.
Right. Interesting. Yeah.
And Ethan might be just slightly different. He might, you know what I mean, being the storyteller, things might just be a little different with him. And who knows, maybe there's a connection between him and Julie. because Julie was at Colony House, even though she didn't
Yes.
need those healing powers. Maybe
Right.
she was able to somehow transfer them to Ethan so he could heal quickly. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, if we're talking about manifestation here, being able to
And
transfer
it's true.
anything in
I mean,
powers is fully freaking possible.
and I'm thinking about Tilly, who had cancer. I mean, she was feeling pretty well, actually.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's true.
And she lived in Colony House. So I do think there's something. And then, I mean, not to reference back to the, I think gross, but one of the first episodes when we actually see Colony House, when they're, we see like an older couple like having sex and everybody's like having sex and they're like pretty damn old. I'm like, she's like a nice silverback hair. Like, I'm like, wow, she's 80-year-old woman's acting like she's 20. I'm like, that's some energy. It's got to be Colony House. Now that I think about it.
That makes sense. Yeah, it does make sense. I wasn't thinking of it that way, but yes.
Somebody in a previous cycle might have manifested something upon Colony House that is been able to stick with the actual location and the like the walls of Colony House to and continue to like rub off on people that are there. I definitely think that's a thing.
Now, Heather says that the lake and the viewfinder is, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, Oceanen Lake in Switzerland. Really?
Yes, I guess now that's the second thing from Switzerland that they've shown us, right? That castle that they showed us that was behind Sophia and the ballerina from episode whatever was from Switzerland, and now this is from Switzerland. I wonder if that's trying to show that there's. Well, when you think of Switzerland, what do you think of?
It's a neutral country.
Exactly, it's neutral. So there's got to be some type of a neutral ground.
Yes, I like that. Neutral ground, neutral lake, neutral mountains.
Right? Maybe if you don't actually come to a bargain, maybe they're able to find neutral ground because of leverage.
Yes, I like that. Mike says Jade used to make Jim mad. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Those two, they had quite a few arguments, right? Jade is unfiltered. He sure is.
I think they all are at this point. I think everybody's like, fuck it, the filters come off.
Yeah, I think Jim would have been more suspicious of Sophia too, actually. Jim was suspicious of everybody, actually.
Yes, he was.
But that was his way of protecting himself and his family. He didn't trust people off the bat. Okay. Katri and the boy in white say they were running out of time. Martin and Sophia say they recognize their kindness. Katri on boy in white's side. Huh. So what do you think of that, Jen? I mean, boy in white is not a child. I mean, we know it's a man, right? We had Sarah say that, and we see now he's growing. He's really a man. He's not a boy, but he's able to appear as a boy. So that means he can change his appearance too. He can shapeshift also. And he appeared as a boy.
He might be able to shapeshift into an actual physical body the way the man in yellow did into Sophia, but he might be able to actually come alive in visions, and I'm sure the man in yellow can do so as well. But I think, if we're talking about a man versus a boy, then there might be some type of a discrepancy or a difference, different levels of power, right? The man in yellow might have more experience, so a little higher level of power, but whatever the boy in white can do, the man in yellow can do too, and whatever the man in yellow can do that the boy in white can't, he eventually probably will be able to once he grows, and we obviously know things are changing. So I wonder if the boy in white is gaining more power and why he can maybe manifest a little bit more into a Katri. Maybe he's choosing now through his age and growth of power able to help out when with Victor, we saw in past season, he told Victor, he's like, I can't help you anymore. He's like, I tried, you people never listen. Maybe he's found in his, maturity a different perspective where he's able to come, or a different power he's come into and adopted a newer perspective where he's able to still help them. Because I definitely think that they're definitely getting guidance somewhere. Besides them helping themselves, they're getting little hints and different clues, and it can't just be random, right? There's definitely things that we just still don't know. We still have, 14 episodes left?
Right.
We only have 14 episodes left.
Don't talk about that now.
I'm sorry.
Hello, Minerva. Nice to see you. Let's see. Who else is here? Oh, hey, Scarlett's here. Hi, Scarlett. Hey. Nice to see you.
Did you find
that was a great That
The
was a
X is
great
on my
interview.
roof. It was a really
Sorry.
good interview. I'm sorry. I'm just personal joke. Scarlett, the X is on my roof. I'm waiting. The clock is ticking. She knows what I mean.
Okay.
It's a
That
Lestat
interview tonight. Oh, with Lestat. Oh,
with
what
an
happened
interview
with?
with the vampire. There's a they had put out, and Scarlett sent it to me, and I'd seen it as well. That they had put out that they're having a free concert at the Beacon Theater in New York
Yes.
on Saturday night. So where you're in Brooklyn, have you heard about it?
Yeah, yeah. I actually, Scarlett asked me if I was going to go, and I said
Okay.
no.
Well, I put in for tickets for it because I was like, my husband will be home. I will definitely drive down there and just go. Like, if I get free tickets, I will try to definitely go.
Did you
So
win?
Scarlett, we don't know yet. They said they would email us, and I've been
Oh,
checking my email frantically. So
wow.
Scarlett and I have probably deduced that they're not going to let anybody know until probably a Friday, right? Not
Wow.
tomorrow, probably Friday or Saturday. I think that they should probably let people know by tomorrow. I would hope, because what
Well,
if you have
when
to
is
really
it?
travel?
When
It's
is it?
on. It's Saturday night,
Oh,
and then the
okay.
premiere of the actual season 3, it's. I would think it was a season 3, but it's Interview with a Vampire, but it's now titled Lestat, and
Yes.
it premieres on Sunday night.
Oh, I see. So it's the night before the premiere, but they're actually going to show the first episode there. I heard something about that.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But
Well, good luck,
Lestat
Jen.
himself is going to have a concert, just like he does on the actual. We haven't seen it yet.
Yes.
In the actual
Yes.
series, he's going to have an actual concert besides.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm like
Yes.
totally all about it.
Well, good luck. I hope you win. That's great. Yeah, I was commenting on the interview you guys did tonight on Sci-Fi Vision's channel with Liz Saunders, the one who
Yes.
plays Donna. That was great. She is such an interesting person, Liz Saunders. I really like her. You know, you feel like you know her. You feel like
Yes.
she's very personable and she's very analytical, and she really gets into her character talking about Donna, and I loved it.
I
And
agree.
yes, and Scarlett, I love the questions you asked her also. They were great. That was a great interview. Everybody check it out
Yeah, I'm
on
so
Sci-Fi
sorry I
Vision.
missed it. I was running around. My one daughter is going to be graduating middle school and going to high school, so I've been running around today, and I kind of started to hear it, but then I had to hear what was going on in an orientation for her. Well, not for orientation, but like graduation stuff and like heading forward. So I kind of like had pieces of it. But if you guys haven't catched it, please go and do a rewatch. I rewatched it. I got about 20 minutes left of it. Or not 20 minutes, maybe like 10 minutes left of it. So definitely go back and catch the rewatch of it. But it's been great so far.
Fatima's psychic link to Smiley has to be a big part of this season. Yeah.
I agree. And
Uh-huh.
I think I mentioned this last episode or last live stream that I think the reason why Kenny was questioning
Yes.
Fatima about that connection is because Kenny wants to use that to go back to the original storyline that they had that they want to capture a monster. I think he's
Yes.
going to try to capture Smiley and call him out, which is why I wanted like the Golem versus Smiley. But now that they've introduced this Roger Ragdoll or Ragdoll Roger or whatever Raj doll,
Raj doll.
the Raj doll. So if that's going to come to life, I think even if Kenny, right, maybe Boyd and Jade go into the tunnels, and Kenny's like, all right, I'm on my own. I'm going to go ahead with my plan. So
Right.
maybe like they're dealing with one storyline, right, and then another story, which we see in the original trailer from before the season began. Kenny's on top of a bus at night.
Mm-hmm.
Right, holding like I think maybe a bat or something, so you can clearly see that like something's going on. And why would he be outside if the night creatures are there? And he's on the bus, and we know the bus is near the diner.
So you think that they're using Fatima as bait?
Yes, and I
Yeah.
think that connection that she has with Smiley, he's gonna have her use it somehow.
But it's going to
yeah.
backfire terribly because I predict Fatima is going to become one of the monsters.
I agree. I don't know if that'll happen yet. I do think that could possibly happen in the future, but I do think it's going to backfire. So I'm wondering to see how, even if it doesn't backfire with the Golem, it might just be a conversion of two storylines. So where you have like the Golem is supposed, Fatima is being used as bait by Kenny, and they're calling out Smiley, and Fatima's got the Golem ready to go for Smiley, but out of nowhere, like, Raj Doll comes, smashing through Colony House, and that's where they are. or whatever, and comes smashing through Colony House, and the Golem is like, I'm gonna fight this thing instead. And now Kenny's left with with Smiley dealing with that, and I know we see Boyd running. So
Right.
I'm really I have no idea what's gonna happen, but that's what I can think of. And please, in the chat, put your theory and let me know, what do you think is gonna happen with that. But I think that connection absolutely is gonna be used, so they can try to get a hold of Smiley.
Oh, hey, Mike. Thank you so much. Mike sent a super sticker, $3. Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, puppy.
I have to have like some celebration gifts going.
Yeah,
some people have those pictures. Yeah.
You have to get one of those slides that you can pop in that that says a special message. We'll work on that this week.
Yes. I'll get that going. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Yes. And Mike is also a member of my channel as well. And for everybody who doesn't know, I do have memberships available on the channel, and we will be having, in addition to the regular perks like members only videos and special shout outs, I will be also having maybe once a month, maybe twice, I'm not sure yet. I'm going to be showing a movie or a TV show, and we're going to critique it and discuss it together. So that will be interesting. That will be part of a membership, and it's going to be a special room in my Discord for only members. So keep that in mind, guys. So if you join the membership, you'll be able to be in our next movie night. Okay. And let's see who else.
Real quick, can I just say, Scarlett, I thought it was on June 5th or June 6th.
What?
So it's either Friday or Saturday, the Lestat concert. She said she thought it was last night, which I know she had put up that post in Discord, and I didn't say that. I thought it was
last night.
I thought the concert was supposed to be you had to fill out the entry before June 3rd. I think it was a day. And then by June 5th or 6th is the concert, and they would notify you before the concert. I thought that's what it said. But Scarlett, please correct me if I'm wrong, because you read it in way more detail. I read it twice, once incorrectly fast, and then you were like, no, it's blah, blah, and I wound up filling it out. So please let me know. And I do have a screenshot of it, but I'm almost positive I marked it as June 5th with a question mark, or June 6th. The 5 and the 6, who knows? I can't remember right now, but it's one of those dates, I swear. But anyway, moving back over to From.
Yes.
Bill Chill will be watching Lestat with me. I love you. Thank you. We can chat about it.
Did you read all the books, by the way?
No, I have not read all of the books. I read, not all of them.
I read up until Queen of the Damned, I think. Ooh. I don't think I read beyond that. Queen of the Damned was my favorite book out of all of them. I mean, The Interview with the Vampire and Queen of the Damned.
Did you ever see the movie with Aaliyah, Queen of the Damned?
I saw the movie. Because I was a big fan of Anne Rice, all the Anne Rice books. I saw it. I liked it. It wasn't great, but it was okay. Because he was not Lestat. He didn't look like Lestat. You see, Sam Reed looks like Lestat.
Yes.
And Lestat, in the first book, I mean, Louis is the one that we like in the first book, more than Lestat. In the second book, it's mostly Lestat.
Right.
Louis is hardly at all in the second book.
Right.
And the third, and that's the one that Lestat becomes the rock star. And I like that. I mean, that was cool. Right. But in the next book, Queen of the Damned, that book is amazing because all the vampires get together. All these vampires that are like 500 years old, 1,000 years old, they all get together. And the oldest vampires is this husband and wife. And they were in ancient Egypt. We talked about ancient Egypt before. They are the oldest. They were pharaohs. They were the oldest vampires. And Queen of the Damned is about that vampire, the female vampire. She falls in love with Lestat. And she takes him for her lover. And I mean, that book is amazing. Amazing. And I can't wait for AMC to do that one. After Lestat, they'll do that one.
Yeah, and Scarlett's read all of them, I'm pretty sure. I've only read the first two. I need to read Queen of the Damned. I never got to read that one, but I did see the movie with Aaliyah. But I do need to read the book, and I have not, right? What is there, like 6 or 7 books? Wait, no, there's
Yes,
don't
The
even
Tale
remember.
of the Body Thief. I didn't read that one.
There's many. I know that she has so
Yeah,
many. I've read many
yeah,
of Anne Rice's books, but only two in the interview in
The
the
Vampire.
Vampire World
Yeah.
universe, I guess I
Um,
should say.
oh yeah, but Queen of the Dam was just amazing. But anyway, okay. So I forgot what I was gonna say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay, let's get back to From. So I wish we got more Smiley and more story walking. Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
We haven't seen Smiley at all except for the first episode, right? We saw very little of him.
Oh, he's coming.
Uh, oh, he's coming. Yeah.
He's coming. We see him in the trailer,
Hmm.
not the trailer from before the season began. We see
Right.
him at night, and that's where I'm now assuming that's got to be like the whole Kenny setup and all of that's what some of the evidence that I use to prove to think that Kenny's going to use Fatima
And
as bait or that connection. He's going to somehow use her connection, whether he uses her bait or he uses her to call it or Smiley. Smiley's coming out.
you
We'll see.
know, there was foreshadowing in that first episode
Ooh,
when
tell.
when Boyd was in the cave and he saw Smiley, and Kenny came down, and Boyd's like, "Shh," right? What does Smiley say? Hi, Kenny. Nice to see you again. There
Good
we go.
call. That's
Yes.
perfect. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
And it's probably, yeah. And I wonder if it's because the role that Kenny's playing has been a role that's in, the From cycle. Doesn't
Mhm.
matter, regardless who's reincarnated, right now it's Kenny, but Smiley knows what's coming next because he's immortal.
Mhm.
And he's
Right.
lived through this cycle many of time before.
Mhm. Exactly. So yeah, that should be interesting.
Although the worms
Uh,
were new for Smiley, right? That was brand new. Out of 9 cycles, that
mhm.
was brand new for Smiley. So that clearly shows that this group or this cycle is different.
Right. I like what Doc says. In 10 or 20 years, it will be illegal to have bad thoughts. Well, that's true.
You won't be able to go anywhere without your thoughts being like read on a screen somewhere.
Exactly. Can Sarah get Julie out of the ruins fast enough, though? Sarah weighs like 100 pounds. Yeah, I think Sarah could. I think if Sarah needs to, she could drag her out. I'm sure of that.
She can take out
Minerva
an eyeball.
says, yeah, she
You
could
can
take out
drag
an eyeball.
somebody.
She can grab Julie. I feel so sad for Henry. I'm afraid he may die. Yeah, I think Henry is going to die, unfortunately.
Mhm.
And I'm concerned for Victor, how Victor's going to take it. Okay, let's see what else we have. Henry is the new Abby. Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, that was scary. That,
absolutely.
oh my God. She says, "Did you ever think this was just a dream?" I'm like, no, not this again. Not Abby again.
No, and
Oh, no.
because like the man in yellow, like is using his old bag of tricks for the better lack of a term, or for the best way I can term it. So he doesn't really change things. He keeps using the same bag of tricks. So the fact that he uses that again with Henry, that he's used with Abby, shows that he's used that in previous cycles, many cycles, and that might be the start of, or not in every cycle, but that's probably in some cycles has started the massacre.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Julie needs to tell someone there is a monster out during the day. Yeah, I mean, she hasn't told anyone about seeing the man in yellow, right? Well, I mean, did she actually tell Randall anything?
No,
I mean, maybe that was off camera. Maybe she told him off camera. I would like to have seen that part where she told Randall what she saw. I mean, how horrifying is that? And to not share that with Randall, right?
Typical teenager.
Typically, the way this place is, everyone keeps information to themselves.
Now, I don't really excuse anybody for keeping information to themselves, but Julie is a kid, and she knows if she tells her mom, she'll get in trouble. And I'm not saying that that's an excuse, but I think that's the only valid excuse that all of us can be like, yeah, as a teenager, we probably wouldn't have told our parents either.
She could tell Randall, though.
Right. Randall. But I think even if she was going to tell him or figuring out how to explain it to him, after the way he reacted to her in the clinic and kind of like just dropping her on her ass and dissing her, she probably was like trying to find the moment to explain to him. And then the way he reacted, she's like, there's no way she's telling him now. Right. So if she's going to tell anybody about it, it's going to be Sarah. The only
Right.
bad thing, especially after their like little huggy moment, the only bad thing is Sarah does not know about the yellow suit that was found. Only
Mm-hmm.
those people that were in the room do. And
Right.
had if somebody knew about that suit and told Julie, then the connections would be made. And that's not
Absolutely.
right. That's
That's the
that's I
problem.
don't think that's gonna happen.
But that's the problem. No one is sharing information, and this is why the town keeps winning.
Right. I don't think that'll happen until Julie's face gets scarred.
Now, who do you think is going to scar her face?
So originally, obviously, I thought it was going to be the nurse in that one scene, and it clearly was not. So I'm not sure if it's going to be just a nightmare creature or if it'll actually be the man in yellow when she meets him again, because clearly they've met multiple times. The one
Mhm.
time we've seen, not counting the gym moment, that's not that was their first time, but that's not going to be their last time. And then
Mhm.
the gym moment is not their second. That's got to be a few times after that. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking that maybe at one point he got close enough.
Maybe. Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
all have like claw-like fingers, so it could have been any monster. It could be the man yellow. All of them, like that's what they do. That's the way they take
Mhm.
that on that shape. So it really could be anybody. Who knows? But I definitely think it's something almost got her and pulled her out the last second. And maybe it's because Sarah, doesn't has no problem just watching her seize out and doesn't realize that there's no difference between her seizing and her being attacked when she's
Yes.
in the other dimension. And when
Right.
maybe Sarah pulls her out, and the last thing is this, and Julie thinks like she's about to die. Like
Mhm.
maybe something got closer to her than ever before.
Right.
So I think that's what it is. I'm assuming it's going to be the men in yellow, but to be honest, I can't back that up. There's no way to know. We've seen the
Right.
nurse almost catch her. The men in yellows almost caught her. So it really could be any one of them. I don't
Mhm.
think it's a nightmare creature with their little gloves. I just don't. I think it's going to be either a nightmare creature or the man in yellow, but I'm leaning towards the man in yellow because they've only seen each other twice and they have to have seen each other more. I
Mhm.
think he's going to get closer. And if Sarah does become the anchor, it makes sense that she leaves her in there longer and they're going to have to figure something out. And maybe that's what prompts her to actually find a real bookmark.
Maybe. Uh, Scarlett says we need a Lestat watch party.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it on in the new channel. So I don't know, Lori. I think you know that we've started a new channel with Felicia
Yes.
Tanner and Xander.
Yes.
It's called Nerdy AF. So we are
Yes.
gonna do a watch party for
Oh,
that. I
good.
have 2 laptops, so I can run
Oh, great.
simultaneous whatever watch parties on 2 different Discords. So I will
Okay.
be doing that on Sunday when it premieres.
Oh, great.
I
Great.
like when it drops, when it
Yes.
drops, because I have the app. So
Okay,
as soon
good.
as it comes on, I'll be able to stream it. Like, so if it drops at 9, I think it drops at 9. By 9:01, I'm able to stream it.
I do like the new metal music in that movie. Uh, what happened to Aaliyah was horrible. She died in a plane crash making the film. That was horrible. Um, let's see. Yeah, she said she read all 18 Vampire Chronicle
You've
books.
read all eight. There's 18. Oh my
I
God. That
didn't
means I'm
know there were.
16. Holy shit. Excuse my language. 18. High five, Scarlet, and epic failure on my part. I thought this was a series of like 5 or 6 books, and I've read like
That's
2.
what I thought. I didn't know
Holy
there were
shit.
18 vampire books. Really?
Oh
There were
my
that
God.
many?
And I
Wow.
read the whole I never saw the series True Blood. No. Yeah, True Blood, the one that was on
Uh-huh.
HBO. I saw the first season. I never really got to keep watching. I was too busy with college and work, but I
Right.
actually read the whole series, but I
Hmm.
never watched the series. So if
Right.
anybody's ever read that, I will definitely chat you up on that because I loved the books.
Hmm. Oh, I never heard this movie, The Shrouds. It's a David Cronenberg movie with Elizabeth Saunders. Really? I mean,
No,
does she
but
have like a major role, or she has like a small role in it? That sounds interesting. Um, okay, Jason. I'm wondering why Tabitha hasn't told them she saw Smiley run and tackle Miranda.
oh, it's got the
Uh,
French guy I like, Vincente Casal,
hmm.
Diane Kruger.
Oh, Diane
Okay, it's a
Kruger is
horror
great.
movie. And Viggo Mortensen, who we've seen before. It's got Guy Pearce, Jennifer Dale. Okay. What is the synopsis? Hold on. Uh Let me pull it up real quick. Boom.
Sarah. Smiley,
Smiley.
Talisman, Jade. Yeah, that's funny.
Where's the
Wait,
synopsis?
which movie are you looking at? Which one?
The Shrouds, the one that I think I was
Oh,
the
wow.
Shrouds. It's a horror movie. And it looks really good. I'm definitely gonna check it out. It's from 2024. It's body horror, drama, horror, sci-fi thriller.
Yep.
And I'm just looking for where the hell do I find the synopsis? Why do I feel so stupid right now? Video, photos, synopsis would be where you're. All right, you can keep, I'm so sorry. Would you like me to continue with slideshow or you bring up any more comments? I'm sorry, I got kind of caught
No,
up.
no, that's it. Let's go on with the
Okay.
slideshow.
All right. So after the scene, we get this scene with Kenny and Boyd. And I like the fact, I think I was mentioning it before, that Kenny was like kind of quiet and he didn't ask questions on what was going on because Kenny's just quiet like that. He observes and he lets information come to him. And we've always seen Kenny in that position where a lot of information just comes to Kenny and he's very usually reactive. He usually doesn't, he tries to be proactive in certain situations after he knows information.
Right.
So I kind of like here that Boyd is talking to him and telling him what's going on. And Boyd makes it a point to be like, I wasn't trying not to tell you the information. It just kind of happened and you weren't around. But now that you're here, I'm telling you the information. I like that because I feel like not episode, but season 1 and 2, Boyd did not see Kenny as an equal like that, where he would have given him all the information. It was kind of like on a need to know basis. And,
Right.
it was kind of like bogarted by Boyd. Here, I really like that he really made Kenny know. I meant to tell you all of this. Here's the rest of the information. I need you to know. And that kind of made Kenny open up.
Right.
And we see that, right? They're talking and Kenny likes that. And Kenny opens up and tells him and shows him what Victor shows him and told him, right?
Right.
And then right at that moment, like perfectly on cue, this NPC with a freaking red shirt, of course, like
It's like,
Victor's
hey,
on the
check
road.
that
I'm like,
out.
of course he's in a red shirt, and of course it's a guy we've never freaking seen before. I've been taking pictures every episode this season of all the NPCs, right? All of the characters that have no lines. Every single one. We've never seen this guy before, and he's
No.
got like a pretty unique shape. We would have recognized him. I'm just saying, very
Right.
lumberjackish. We would have recognized him. So the
Yep.
fact that he's got a red shirt on, I'm like, oh my gosh, discreet. Like they have been watching our theories for years at this point. So
Yeah.
like they know that's what we call them. So of course he's like, Victor's on the roof. I thought that was hilarious. And sure enough, right, Kenny and Boyd look up because they're talking about him, and there he is just standing on the roof chilling. And they go running. And I know we theorized last week, we didn't know if it was going to be like Donna or Henry that was getting the CPR. We now know that was Donna, but
Yes.
it was really left up to, it could have been either one because Henry's not here. We
Right.
don't know that right now where he is at. We don't see
Right.
it, where he's going to be. But I thought this was a really important scene for Victor. How did you feel about this scene?
In what sense?
The fact that Victor was able to actually, well, for one, Boyd handled Victor with kid gloves very delicately, and I really like that. And I think it took last or 2 episodes ago when Henry was like, no, I'll talk to him, for it like to snap into Boyd. As much as Boyd wants answers, he needs to know his audience, and I like the way he spoke to Victor, and
Well,
I like
he
that
was-
Victor opened up to him.
Yeah. I think he was concerned that Victor was going to jump, so
Right.
he had to handle him with kid gloves.
Mm.
And Victor was I think he just went up there for perspective, and he was thinking about that guy that jumped. And yeah, he finally agreed to talk to Boyd. Finally, right? He wasn't afraid anymore. Because he realizes that he's got to do something. His father is off the wall. He can't rely on his father. He sees that. He tells Ethan later on, my mom was strong, my dad is weak. He
Right.
sees it.
Do you think
So
this
he
is a
knows.
foreshadowing? Do you think this could be a foreshadowing of how Henry will meet his end?
That's what I heard someone say. I don't think so.
So
But I think that they're trying to foreshadow that this could be Victor's end, but I don't think it will be.
yeah,
But I think they want us to think that. I think, and I put this in my video, I think that Ethan because they've both lost their fathers by this point, because Henry's probably going to die,
Mhm.
he'll realize that Ethan cares about him and Ethan needs him. And Miranda and Tabitha will probably tell him, I'm Miranda. So even though he lost his dad, he got his mom back. And I think those two will be able to keep him from jumping off the ledge. That's what I think.
I agree. I don't think Victor's going to jump off the ledge. I did
No.
think it might be foreshadowing. And especially after we hear Sophia plant that seed for, is this a dream? And if it was planted into Abby's head and she had a gun, it was easy for her to like kind of start going off and picking off people. What if Henry kind of tries to like either like Pied Piper people up to a roof and start jumping off with them? Or
Right.
what if he like goes up to the roof and is like, you have to come up here with me. This is the only way out. If we jump,
Right.
we can get out. Kind of like Vanilla Sky-ish, right? At the end
Yes.
when Tom has to jump out. So it kind of
Yes.
reminded me of that. And I was like, it might, I don't think that Victor would do that because of everything he knows and has seen and the answers that he has and his connection with Henry or with Ethan and Donna and
Yes.
I think eventually Tabitha. I don't think Henry would, I don't think Victor would jump, but I
No.
think Henry might be manipulated by Sophia. And he might, and even if Sophia is able to plant visions in Henry, he might think people are standing next to him and are going to jump with him, but he jumps by himself.
I don't think they'll do that because I think that would be too much for Victor. I don't think Victor could get over that, actually.
Ooh.
I just think they want us to think that Victor's going to die that way. They're trying to show us some foreshadowing. Basically, Victor is saying the person that jumped was someone that tried to help, but he made things worse. And he couldn't live with himself, so he jumped. And he didn't die right away. He lingered and he suffered. So
you don't
this
think
is-
that was a way to speak to Boyd, right? Because Boyd's trying to help. Boyd's trying to figure it out. Was he speaking about a leader? Do you think it was a message to Boyd?
No, I think it was Victor's own internal dialogue.
Okay.
Because he's been trying to help. He told his father what happened with the man in yellow, and look what happened.
Right.
He sees his father started drinking again. He blames himself for that. I think Victor identifies with the guy that jumped. He's identifying with him in his mind. He's saying, well, he did it. Maybe I should do it too. Just a thought.
Right.
But I don't think he's really going to do it. But I think the writers want us to think he might do it. But let's face it, if Henry starts shooting everybody up like the way Abby did, you know Boyd's going to have to put him down. Either Boyd or Kenny, whoever's there.
Yeah, that's if Henry can get his hands on a gun. Let's see.
And, well, maybe he'll just use a rifle, right? They have rifles at Colony House.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You're right.
But the thing is, what is that going to do to Victor? Now, it's one thing for his father to get shot. It's another thing for his father to jump off the roof. I don't think he's going to jump off the roof. If he did, oh my God, that would be horrible for Victor. I don't even want to think about that. How awful that would be for Victor. I don't think so. I don't think so. But so what do you think? Do you think that Henry's going to start shooting people up the way Abby did?
No, I don't think he's going to get his hands on a gun and try to shoot at people. I'm hoping that, well, we'll see. I'm hoping that Henry, well, he's weak. He's not making it.
No.
But I think he will not take people out with him. But I do think that he's going to say stuff that's going to rile people up against each other on his way out.
Yeah, I think she's going to plant stuff in his head, and when we get to that trailer, I have some ideas that I'll mention at that moment.
All right.
Gabalexa, hello, nice to see you. We've been through
Hey,
too much. Let us keep Henry and Victor. I agree. It's so sad. I don't want to see. I mean, look, I like Henry, but I'll be honest with you. He's a nasty drunk. He really is. He's not a nice person when he's drunk.
No, he's belligerent. For sure.
He's belligerent. But I feel bad for Victor. I wouldn't want Henry to die also because I don't want Victor to have to go through that. First, he lost his mother and his sister, and now his father. Forget it. So, no. Okay, let's see what else we have. I think that's what Sophia might be trying to do to Henry, yes. Now, does Victor have his gun back from Boyd? I don't think Boyd ever gave him the gun back. No. Um, yeah, I don't think he would jump because he knows how long the person took to die. That's a very good point. Yeah,
Good point, Kelly.
I agree with that. David says, we need a whole episode in the 70s to answer all these questions. Yes, we do. I hope they don't give most of the answers through exposition. Well, that's the problem. It seems that that's what they're doing. I want to see 70s episodes. I want them to go back in time. Not only to the night of with the children, with the sacrifice of the children, that they're probably going to show us. Because they said they cast some person as a colonial woman. So they're going to show us something from that. But I want to see what happened in the 70s. I want to see more of the people that were there. I want to see people that Victor remembered, that he kept some of their things. I want to see some of that, you know?
I think they can do a spinoff, even if it doesn't last 5 seasons. I think they can do a spinoff where it's like almost like Rogue One, where you like know everybody's gonna die at the end. Sorry, spoilers. You know everybody's gonna like die at the end, but you still want to see like how they got there at that point. So that's why that movie was like so epic, because we got to see them, even though we know what the end was from decades before, from original other like.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
So I would love to see the 70s. Like I would love.
So it would be like a prequel. A prequel.
Yes.
Right.
I can see that as a spinoff, and I think Liz Saunders kind of alluded to that.
She said she didn't have any information about it, that she's heard rumors about it, but she didn't have any.
Heard rumors that there might be something, who knows, but she doesn't know anything like official.
But she liked the idea of it.
She likes the just that gives me hope.
Yes,
so
it gives me hope
if they don't give us all of those answers, as long as they answer the ones for this cycle, I can see them with all like the hype and the love and the fandom that this one season created. I definitely can see them doing like a 2-season spinoff of a different cycle. Even if we know how it's going to end, a nice like 10 episodes like season on it would be great.
And we can get to know all these characters that died at that time, and we're first learning about them now, right? Yeah. And we're watching their stories, how they navigate this place. This is before Boyd. This is before the Talismans. What did they do? Right? That would be great.
Yeah, I would love to do like 9 episodes, and like on the 9th episode, it's the massacre, and like the 10th episode shows us like how Victor like survived up until like now. Like we finally get that. Like that's what I would fucking love that. Because a prequel would kind of bring everything to full circle that they weren't able to answer in the 5 seasons that we're telling this story, even though we really needed that other story kind of a thing.
Yes. Exactly. Now, Joyce says Henry was remarkably kind and insightful when he was sober, and I hope he gets a redemption arc. And yeah, I mean, that's true. Henry was very kind, very loving, very reassuring. That's very true, but he has this other side to him when he drinks, and I don't know if we're going to get that side back, the nice side. I think he's an alcoholic. He can't help it.
Well, Tom's stash is going to run out soon, so he's going to definitely go through withdrawal if he doesn't die.
Oh yes, he will. Oh yes, he will. Yes. I think we're going to see a flashback of Julie finding young Victor and young Eloise. Absolutely, I do think we're going to find that. Victor was weirdly comfortable with Julie immediately. Yes, because I think he knows her from another cycle, from the massacre. When she saved him, he sensed it on some level. He knew her.
Right.
Yes, and I agree with that, Meryl, that believing from is a dream will encourage Henry to take bolder risks. I agree with that. Let's see what else we have. I feel like Julie helps Victor somehow and doesn't realize it's him as a kid. Yeah, exactly. Mm. I hope our gang is able to stop him before it goes too far. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Yes, we would love a prequel, Kelly. Absolutely. And Gabalexa. Yeah. That's another thing. Are they going to kill Henry off when we still don't know about Eloise? I mean, that would be really sad, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah. When we get to the trailer, we'll talk about it, because I'm hoping that something that they find they haven't mentioned her in like 3 episodes. That's a big clue. But we'll talk about the trailer.
All right, good. Okay, good. Okay, let's go on. So
after that episode, we see Sarah, and she's carrying 2 buckets of paint, and she's just arriving home. And followed close behind her is Julie. And I really liked this step that Julie took. She obviously took a step forward, and she realized what she's going through. I think she kind of actually listened to what Randall said, even if she doesn't agree with him, that he had some type of a point for her to shift a little bit of her perspective, even if she hasn't given up her goal, which we're going to see later on. She kind of starts to question it and whether or not, which I think is definitely a step forward, or a different level, or the next level up from mourning. But I like that she comes here to kind of make a connection to Sarah, even if she didn't want to stay there and become her best friend and spend the night. She came there just to acknowledge and to apologize for kind of judging her, and just reach out and give her validation. And the fact that Julie was able to do that for Sarah, I thought was huge.
Yes.
Huge. Yes. And Sarah returns the kindness by saying, by explaining what she's doing, which is trying to be kind to Sophia, which I don't know if Sarah really knows that her and Sophia had the argument.
I don't think she knows.
I think she came into the diner after that with the whole water thing, so I don't think she knows. But Julie didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, but Julie seems to be over it. I think she's
right. She seems to be over it, and she kind of just sees somebody's doing a kindness for somebody else. So Sarah invites her in, and I loved that. Yes. I like that she gave her that that olive branch. It was reciprocated.
Yes.
Right. And now since they talked to Victor off the ledge, we have Boyd with that drawing of the man in yellow eating Miranda, and they're in Victor's room. And Boyd asks him to tell him about it, and Victor's like, "Yeah, he ate my mom. I saw the man in yellow. He's back, and it's not good." And
but he said, "Did he come by himself?"
Did he come by
himself? Victor said yes. Then he says, "No, I don't know. I'm not sure."
Right,
and we know that's interesting.
And we know that Victor's unreliable, right?
But that's interesting. I think that's a deliberate clue that he did not come alone.
I wonder if he came with Sophia. Maybe Sophia was part of was driving that car, or whatever. Just
interesting.
Who knows?
Maybe
I don't. That. Maybe it's just somebody random. But
I don't think he came by himself. I think he came. He probably got in the car. It was whoever was driving that car, and he got in again as a hitchhiker. Oh, my car's stranded. Can I get a lift with you? That's exactly what he did.
And what I liked, Victor got kind of frustrated, right? Because Boyd's kind of he's trying to interrogate him, but doing it very softly and gently.
He's suggesting, could we go look at the car and the lot? Could you point it out? And Victor got very anxious about it.
Right. Yeah. And besides that conversation, we see this plate that we've never seen before, and this drawing.
I was looking at that. I'm like, yeah, what is that?
So I got a better image. The plate looks like it's Colony House. Right?
Yes.
But notice the cars and the trucks that are on here.
Yeah.
And there's another painting over here on the side. So I wanted you to kind of see that in the chat and let me know what you guys think.
So this painting, so what is that?
Over here? What is that? Is that an ash, a cigarette, and then a wood stove or a stove?
That looks like part of a chair. Part of a chair, and I don't know.
Yeah,
what do you guys think that is?
Yeah, let me know what you guys think.
Something smoking, something on fire.
Right. I thought that was supposed to be a cigarette and one of those ashtrays. And it was alongside maybe what looks to be
an oil lamp.
Or an oil lamp.
Mel Ryan says an oil lamp.
And then please let me know if you agree that is Colony House, and then check out the trucks. I thought it was kind of resembling of maybe the graveyard because there's so many cars together. I've never seen so many cars together.
Is that a fire truck? Is that a fire truck?
It might be. Absolutely. I can't.
That looks like a fire truck, and then that's a fire.
And isn't there a yellow pickup truck that we saw earlier on when Kenny was introducing Sarah and Sophia? We saw that yellow pickup truck. There's a yellow pickup truck right there. Yeah, noticed that. So I just wanted to zoom in on that. This I couldn't get a clear image of, but that's clearly a fire of something, and you can see there's grass and there's sky.
Yes.
So that's got to be a big fire.
Yes,
Well, I
yes.
didn't know what that was of, but I did want to at least show that.
Yeah, let me just go over a couple of things in the chat here. Just about Sarah. Oh, Eloise is very good at hiding. Yes, she is. The Julie Sarah scene had me. Yeah, it was a very sweet scene. I liked it because it shows that they were able to connect when it's quiet, when it's not, you know, something horrible going on. They were able to be there for each other because they're both grieving and they've both been violated by this place, and
Right.
they
They're looking for
validated each other. Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah, that was great. Um, Now, the theory that Sarah had forgotten the donuts because she has been brainwashed and manipulated by the system for so long that she's starting to lose parts of her own memory. Yeah, but
I
Sarah
love
really
that.
hasn't been there that long. She's only been there maybe a month before the Matthews family came, right?
Right. But we also know that time works somewhat different there for certain things, like
Yeah.
Fatima's pregnancy, not everything.
Mm-hmm.
Certain
Mm-hmm.
things time works different. So it might have been able to really like work its way into her brain and like make her forget parts of her life before coming to From.
I just think I just think that she forgot a lot of things because she feels she'll never get out of there. Well, so
That
what's the point of remembering it?
right. Like
Remembering it is too painful. I'm going
that's
to forget the gummy bears that I like, and I'm going to forget the ice cream that I like, and I'm going to forget all these things because I can never have it again. It's a way of self preservation. That's how I see it.
right.
Okay, let's see. I also believe Sarah will eventually stop allowing herself to be manipulated and will use her connection to turn against the system.
I
Oh, I
hope
think
so.
so too.
I
Yeah.
hope so.
I mean, that's the only way she's going to survive. If she doesn't do it, she's going to die because
Yes.
she has to. She's got to catch on to who Sophia is. Yes, that picture behind Victor is the fire.
Oh,
Um,
that's the
Now,
next slide.
people seems to think it's an oil lamp, um, a gin lamp. Gin lamp.
I've
It's
never heard of a
interesting.
gin lamp.
The gin, like a genie lamp.
Right. Oh,
Um,
I didn't see it that way. Okay.
mhm. So Bill says this could be part of a chair, and then the oil lamp would be next to it. There was a house fire in one of the drawings Victor gave Julie. Okay,
That could be
on the
it.
Colony House Massacre night. So there was some house on fire. Yeah, so maybe that's part of it.
Where'd you see the
Gummy
gummy
worms.
worms?
Oh, that's what she was. Oh, yeah, she said
Where?
that. Sarah said gummy worms when she was talking about what she missed.
Oh yes. Now I
She said
remember.
gummy
Gummy
worms.
worms.
Yeah, that's a callback to the worms. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good catch. Um, I hope we see her soon, but maybe she's just dead. Eloise. Uh, yeah. Okay, so I have a theory about that too, but we'll talk about that later when we get to the trailer. Okay.
All right. So
So
Kenny's looking through the pictures and we see that picture of the Lake of Tears again. I blew it up a little bit more and I have that. Oh, sorry. So there's that picture.
yes,
And there's a book there as well, which we haven't seen. And there's that, that's the same kind of picture that we see. However, this circle dot that's circled is
yeah,
not here. And there's orange behind it,
hmm,
more so than this picture, which
yeah,
makes me think it was drawn more than once, or that's
yes.
inconsistency.
That's what it looks like.
I think it's been drawn more than once. So
Hmm.
I kind of like that Victor kind of may not realize yet, even though Ethan told him, I'm looking for the Lake of Tears. I don't think Victor kind of realizes what that is yet. I don't know why, but
Maybe
clearly,
somebody else drew that, but Victor had this in his room though. Yeah.
right. So anyway, Donna interrupts them because she's back, and Boyd's like, "You're back."
Yeah.
Um,
But
and then they
Mel
run out.
Ryan says it looks like an eclipse.
Right.
The circle. It does. Yes.
Yes, that's what we were
I
saying.
agree. I think it is. It was an eclipse. Yeah.
100%. So when Donna comes in to interrupt them and tells them like she's back, and Boyd's like, "What are you doing back?" She's like, "There's something I got to show you." They go running out, and the screen pans into this, and the
Mm.
fact that these are like knights and warriors, I thought that might be. I don't know how yet. And there's a carriage there. I just
This
thought
is
that
in Victor's room.
yes,
Hmm.
And we've seen GI Joes before, but we haven't seen these like metal or
Yeah.
aluminum like figures. But I thought that was different. We went from like a plastic GI Joe figure to now
Yeah.
aluminum knights, showing that they have a little bit more fortitude, right? They're a little stronger. They have a little bit
Mhm.
more armor and protection.
Yes. Yes.
And notice how there's not like just one or two of them now. There's four, showing that
Right.
there's some of them are uniting. Even though there's one kind of off on its own, the other three are not far behind. So I thought
Mhm.
that somehow, like I said, nothing in this show is by coincidence. So this
Mhm.
definitely has to be symbolic or representative or something we might see our characters in this position at some
Mhm.
point.
Right.
Maybe this is like, the three that are following behind. Maybe that's
Mhm.
Boyd and two other people, and that's Jade. Who knows what this could be? But it's definitely a foreshadowing of something. And I like that this is blue here, and there's
Uh-huh.
blue here, and this like yellow little tin, and there's like a carriage here. Again, I have no idea what it connects to, but water, men in yellow, a boat, maybe something of that nature. All of them.
I had a feeling. You don't see my cursor. I had this thought.
Oh,
Wait, go back.
sorry. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
You know what I thought when I first saw this? And again, maybe I'm wrong. This looks like all of Jade's incarnations when they were at Colony House playing their violins.
Ooh, good catch. I
Mhm.
didn't even think about that.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Right, because this guy is down. Looks like he's sitting. This
This one?
guy, yeah, that guy is sitting. That guy is the one that had the thing in his eye.
This one?
Yeah, that one. No, that's Christopher. That's Christopher. The
Okay.
other one, yeah, that guy is the one that had the thing in his eye, and then that's the Civil War soldier.
I like that.
Mhm.
I like that a lot.
Thank you.
I like that a lot. I think you're right. And I think it was Heather. Yeah, Heather just put in the chat that this could be like the blue tent, like the blue tent that Sarah and Boyd were in back, or like a callback.
Yes,
What it is.
yes. Oh, I like that.
I
Yes,
love that.
yes, yes.
All right, so they do follow Donna out, and Tabitha's waiting, and Ethan asks to go find Victor, so he's going to head into Colony House, and we get into the shed, and this was one of my favorite. There were so many good lines in this episode, but Boyd is like, Donna, what the hell? What the fuck is this, Donna? I was dying. I was dying. I was like, "Buzz, I'd be laughing yet again."
Why would you bring that thing into town?
Yeah.
Why would you bring it there? That is so stupid.
But Boyd doesn't say that. After they see what it looks like, and like Kenny has like his little jump back, none of them are like, yo, burn that shit right now. I would have been like, Donna,
like
why
this.
would you bring that back? Burn
Junk
that shit
drawer, Roger.
right now.
Yeah.
Junk drawer.
Yes.
You always
Yes.
make me crack up. I love you.
Yeah, the blue tent, right. The Civil War. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, those are about those
Right.
figures. Yeah. Yeah, junk drawer, Roger. Donna likes creepy dolls.
Yeah.
I
And
guess.
I love how she tells Boyd, right? She's like, I don't know how to say this, so I'm just gonna say it. She's like, we were attacked by dolls that came out of the lake. And Boyd looks at Kenny like, the fuck? Right? Like, what did you just say? And then she proceeds to go, and these totems aren't for decoration. She's like, Tabitha pulled one out and stabbed one of them, like, and she does the whole hand motion through.
I just realized that Boyd has never been to that part of the
No, he's
town.
never been to the settlement.
But Kenny had been with Jim.
Right.
So Kenny knows what they are. He saw them.
And
Yes.
notice there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe
Oh
6.
wow. They
They're
have
brought
that
up
many.
front back. Why would you not leave one there for protection? I'm just saying, I would
Oh.
leave one just in case you ever go back. And then
I
why
would leave a
you
few
bring
of them
back
for
down?
protection.
There's no way I would leave the shed and leave any of them near that body. Why wouldn't you just stab it for good measure with it? I'm just saying, like, it now looks like a rag doll. You stabbed one with the knife. Why wouldn't you just be like, listen, just to make sure?
Yeah.
I don't. I was so frustrated at this point. I was so frustrated, but
We got new
laughing at the
toys.
same time.
We got new toys. I like that.
Yes.
Yeah, why not stab him a few times? I
Stab
mean,
him.
why bring him
Stab
back?
him, burn him. Why would you bring him back? And if
Why
you're
would
gonna
you bring him back? I mean, it's not like he's got family there. I mean, you bury him, you burn him. That's it.
But even if Donna wasn't of the right mind and Tabitha neither to do that, or Ellis, why would Boyd and Kenny not instantly be like, why did you bring it back and burn it, stab it,
Right.
do something?
Right.
No, they're just like, they just look at it and they're like, all right, another problem for another day. You're damn right, it's
Right.
going to be another problem for another day because your dumbass didn't handle it right now. Why put off something for tomorrow that you can handle today? Hello. I was
And
so
that was
frustrated.
before Donna had the heart attack. So what
Right.
else were they doing?
Nothing.
He was talking to Jade. I mean,
Trying to
he
figure
should
out
have done
answers from
something.
that, but still, you should have handled that problem right there and then.
Yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
frustrating.
I agree.
I would have stabbed the shit out of it.
But that also is poor writing in that moment, because are we supposed to really believe that they would be stupid enough to do that? I mean, we know these people are not stupid. Donna
Right.
is not stupid. Why would she bring that thing there? It doesn't make sense.
Especially because all four of them in there know that Smiley's back.
Right.
Kenny and Boyd saw that. Wouldn't you be
Yes.
like, let me just stab it just for good measure? Just see, even if it buys you a few more fucking hours of it before it wakes up.
Right.
I don't know. I was frustrated with it. I was frustrated. Again, they take 2 steps forward and they take a step back every single time, man. Every time.
I agree. But it's also dumbing down the viewer, though, because we all are saying the same thing. Why would you bring this here? Right? Look at that. Look at that thing. That is the most horrifying thing. And you're putting it on top of wires and you're just letting it lay there.
And I thought it was so ironic that, of course, they're going to need the wires and somebody else is going to see the body, which we're going to get to. But why would you put it there, one? And two, why would you bring it back? I'm sorry. I'm just going to go back and start repeating myself. Again, frustrated as all hell. You know this place is creepy as hell. Plus, you killed one. What if it needs to be the 3? Right? We've seen like numbers are important there. 47, 11, 12, 3. These numbers are important. What? Oh my God, again, so frustrated. Why would you think that they would put their like special touches and decorations to make it look like it and not think it would come to life like it?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Roger.
I mean, it looks like the dolls that came alive. Why would you? It makes no sense why you would bring this thing back. It makes no sense at all.
And then he's got no significant side to anybody there, like you just said. Leave his fucking ass right there. Fuck him.
Yes.
Leave him right there. Why would you waste the energy to carry him?
That's right.
Why?
You gotta carry him all the way back.
I understand why you left a few bags of turnips so that you could carry the totems. That makes sense. But you leaving more bags of whatever to carry that motherfucker back? Get the hell out of here. That was
They need the food more than they need Roger back.
So frustrating. Now, like, if that was Jim, I understand.
Take the turnips and leave Roger there.
Right. If that was like Alice, somebody that's got family, like you said, but dude, take the turnips, leave them right there. Why would you bring it back? Bury, like, you had no problem pushing the other 3 back into the water. Put them in the water. Let them drown. Why would you bring it back? Burn them. Do something. That I just was frustrated. I thought it was stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's really dumb. Let's just look at the chat for a second. Robert Saunders says, I think this scene with Donna holding the totem spear is foreshadowing her death. Again? Going to be another death for Donna. She dies saving Ethan with the spear against either a monster or a Teletubby, Roger or Sophia. Teletubby.
I love that you said Teletubby, Robert. You're amazing.
I'm sorry, what's Teletubby? What does that mean?
Are you kidding or are you serious?
Teletubby? No, I'm not sure. What does it mean? Tell me.
So Teletubby is a kid, like a kid that's like 1, 2, 3 years old, and it's the most mind-numbing, dumbest toddler entertainment you can put on the TV. They don't speak. They do stupid activities, and it's like a half-an-hour show, and they're called Teletubbies, and they're these big. I'll send you a picture of what they are. There's a red one, a purple one. They're the dumbest things ever. I'm so happy my children never got into the Teletubbies. They never cared about them. Thank God. It was bad. At least like the Wiggles, like there were people that had personality. The Teletubbies didn't speak. I'm like, how is this like good for toddlers?
I may have seen what they look like. Maybe I just didn't know what they were called. Yeah.
They look like little aliens. They have like a little thing coming out the side of their head, and they're all. I'll show you.
Okay.
It's a toddler thing.
Okay. So, do we think that Donna will die. I mean, I think Donna will die in the last season, saving somebody, and she
Yeah.
might be saving Ethan. I mean, that does not surprise me at all.
Right.
But I don't know if that. Do you think that's foreshadowing her death at this point? We just almost lost her twice already. I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, three
Well,
times is a charm. They could be doing that. I mean, they
yes,
could.
yes.
But I thought like, and Robert, you know this. I definitely thought that she'd be going this season. But after the 2-time fake out,
No.
I mean, they could go 3 times a charm. Who knows? And she might be gone. But I think that because they did the fake out with Donna, I think she has a special or significant role that she still has to play. So I
Well,
don't
she
think
also said in the interview, not that she came out and said it, but just that they're going to be starting filming again in July for the next season. And she made it sound like she's going to be in the next season.
Right.
So, but then again, she could be covering it up. But I don't think they're going to kill her now after 2 fake outs.
Right.
You know, pissed off people would be. I would be really pissed off if they did that.
I agree. At this point, I think that's like not happening.
Because then it's like they're making fun of you, the viewer. They're making fun of you. They're laughing at you. Ha ha ha! We got you. We got you. We got you. No, I don't want you to get me. I want to enjoy this. I don't want you getting me.
Exactly.
Anyway, right. Let's see what else we have. Donna got the heart attack. That's why they forgot. Oh yeah, no, I agree. They weren't thinking about this Roger doll. They were thinking about Donna, and they forgot about it. But they just should not have brought this doll in. They should not have brought Roger in. It just doesn't make any sense. And they were stupid to pull the rope. Yes, I agree. Donna should not have left Colony House. Yeah, they did like a role swap. Yeah, I don't know why Donna went in the first place. She doesn't usually go to those things. Maybe she felt she should. It's her turn to go. I don't know.
Right. She felt she had
I like this. Roger Skellington. I like that. That's funny.
I love it.
Kenny knows the settlement better than anyone since Jim is gone now. And obviously Donna is queen of Colony House. Yeah, I mean, right. Kenny should have gone, not Donna. Roger pulls the rope, then ends up in the weeds and the wires. Yeah, he ends up like a rope himself, right? Exactly.
Yeah, that is funny that he's behind all that rope. Like, that's what you get.
Donna didn't look good in this and the previous episode. Well, yeah, I guess they wanted her to look haggard and tired and anxious,
Right.
Yeah. But yet she's a hunter. She and her sister were hunters. So I don't know if she's out of her element, but at this point, yeah, I mean, yeah, I would say at this point she probably is.
Has to be.
Teletubby, yes, thank you. Yes, okay. I'm not convinced that Donna is Donna anymore. Really? Ooh. You mean since she died and came back?
You mean when we see her next, she won't be her?
Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to see.
Right.
Maybe right. Okay, Robert says, I'm not saying it is foreshadowing her death this season, but it is foreshadowing her hero's death, saving Ethan with the spear. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I could see that, Robert. Yes. Yeah, and I think she will save him because that's why he said to her, I feel safe when you're around. That's foreshadowing that she will be the one to protect him and save him. Unlike his mother, who was not able to do that. Yes. And that was that whole conversation she had with Tabitha saying, you're not going to die and I'm going to be left with your kids. No, I'm the one that will sacrifice myself to save you and your kids. So absolutely. Yeah, that is definitely foreshadowing. Oh, hi, Lee. Nice to see you. Okay. I think that's it. Let's move on. Mm-hmm.
So the next scene takes us to the Golem. And now that we know that Ellis and Donna are obviously back, Ellis now is obviously looking for Fatima and figures out. And
what do you think this Golem looks like?
All right. So when we were covering on the Nerdy AF channel, Xander mentioned, he was like, doesn't it look like the totems? And it kind of does. Like, if you take a minute there and look, and then I kind of go back, it kind of really does look like the totem. But what kills me And I know this is not the show we're talking about, but like in Widow's Bay, we're talking about like the white, like the head tilt. It just looks creepy, even if it's not what like any show. When somebody's just sitting there or standing there and their head is tilted and they're staring at you with that
Yes.
blank kind of tonic
Yes.
stare, it looks
Yeah.
creepy. Like there's something obviously wrong. So I
Right.
didn't know if that was supposed to show us that there's something going to be like tweaked or off, like it's going to be kind of off, or what. But even the mouth is mouth shaped. Do you see like
Yeah,
even the
I
way the mouth
do.
is like it reminded me of like the Ring, like the Ring, like after like
Yes. Yes.
Samara comes out of the
Yes.
well and the
Yeah.
people are left like with their
Yeah.
face, or even like
Yes, it looks
Gunther
like
Richie
that.
when Vecna like cripple, like Christy or whatever. I'm
Yeah.
like, why is its mouth and it's like distorted and it's like all head on a lean? It looks creepy. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt because Fatima sculpted it, and maybe she's not done, but she obviously wants to, believe in magic. And that's what she explains to us. And I really kind of like that. It almost has a sense of power and innocence that she
Mhm.
believes in magic, that she still has hope, that she, believes in the stories that her father told her. And she's like kind of connecting back to who she was as a child in the real world. And I like that that's bringing her back. Obviously, she's never going to be the same, but she's able to be the best that she can be, considering everything that's happened to her without spiraling out of control. And I like that Ellis, like Boyd, gives her the space to do so.
Mhm. I agree. I don't think it's done yet. I think she's still sculpting it, but it is kind of freaky looking.
Right?
But actually, I'm thinking she's not done with it. And you know who I think it's going to look like when it's finished? It's going to look like her dad, her father.
Ooh.
Her
Okay.
father will protect her.
I
Mhm.
like that a lot, Lori. That's really good.
Yeah. Thank you. I think it's going to be her father. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because why would she make it look like that? I mean, all right, she says she's making a monster. That's what she said. So she
Right.
wants to create this scary looking thing. For who? Who is it scary? It's going to scare her. I mean, who is it scaring looking at that, right?
I don't know,
Uh,
but if I mentioned this on another live on Big Afford Entertainment, would you be able to sleep in that room and wake up and then see that thing there,
no,
like your eyes, and not freak the fuck out? Like I would
no.
not be able to stay in that room. Like if I was like Ellis, I'd be like, babe, I give you all the support and space. I'll be on the couch. Like there's no way I'm sleeping in the room with that thing.
Right, right. Mothers protect too. They do. But she talked about her father in particular, that he's the one that told her the stories and tried to protect her and tried to make things less serious for her.
And
Not her mom, though, only him.
And I do
So,
not think that her motherly instincts are going to kick in to try to protect Smiley. I do not think that will happen. No, no, no,
no,
no.
no, 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 no. You can only do so much with mud. That's right,
Right.
Kelly. Exactly.
He's a man
Uh,
a six pack. He's missing an
she drank
arm.
the Kool-Aid. Fatima is compromised. She may very well be. Yes, I don't think she's the Fatima that we've always known. She even looks different this season. You know, the actress. Maybe she lost a lot of weight or something. She looks. I don't know. She looks different to me. So Robert says he sent a drawing that
Oh,
looks exactly like the golem that
I
was
got it.
released before season 1. Okay, how
I
does it
have
look?
it. Let
Yeah.
me see if I can throw it into the slides and refresh it. Give me 1 second. I'm going to stop sharing.
Mhm.
Oh, crap. Hold on 1 second. I think I have to download the image. Give me 1 moment. Do, 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 do.
Did you have it?
I'm trying. I'm doing it right now. Give me one
Okay.
second. Oh, come on. All right.
So what is it going to be? It looks like this picture? I guess I'm not understanding. How is it different?
Oh, no, it looks different. There's a picture that they released in season 1 that Robert
Ah.
is saying. Here it is. Okay, I got it.
Oh, is this the figure with the red eyes?
Mm-hmm. All right, so let me. I can share now. Give me one second.
Okay.
There it is. Can you see it now?
No. No.
It says it's sharing.
Oh, now it's on. Okay.
Okay. There you go. So that's the
Yeah,
image.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we have the golem, and you're right. It's missing the mouth. I mean, yeah, good. And I've seen this image before, but I didn't make the connection.
So that's the
Good
golem.
call, Robert. Yeah.
Wow. What about the
So I guess
nose?
somebody's seen
Where's
it
the
before.
nose? Well, it's hard to see the nose. There is a mouth there. It's just hard to see it. There's a nose and
Right.
mouth. Yeah.
And if you're
Um,
looking at it in the dark, but I love that it's got red glowing eyes. Huh.
yes. Yes.
And again, back
Yes.
to what the golem looks like.
Yeah, it doesn't look the same. The head is not the same position, right? The head
No.
here is straight. It's
Well,
not leaning to the side.
I'm gonna assume if it gets activated, it probably will be able to animate and it'll probably correct its head. I don't think it'll stay walking
Mhm.
that way. Or like you
No,
said,
no.
might not be done yet.
Yeah, I don't think she's done yet. Um, yeah, so David said, right, this is the black figure with the red eyes. Um, yeah, she looks tight, but the actress also does not look like herself. Maybe I don't know if she was sick or something. She looks different to me.
Oh,
Scarlett says all they need is an X bookmark or the word truth with an X in it, which is the Hebrew letter for Aleph. People
right.
activate golems by using that word, then taking out the X Aleph to make the word dead.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Wow. Okay, let's see. But golems are big and stupid and often don't follow orders unless they are really clear. Like they make you eat your enemies, but then they start to eat the good people too.
Right.
Uh, and one tail, a goat stops the golem. Well, yeah, I guess you know what it is. They're going by your feelings and what you want, and they're not thinking for themselves, right? The golem is thinking whatever Fatima is going to think is what the golem is going to think.
Right.
Um, yeah, they take directions literally. Yes, they don't have emotions of their own. Yep. If Donna had died, everyone at Colony House would have had to work. Yeah, yeah, it's true. Donna does all the work, and everybody just like hangs out, right? They have like a leisurely life.
Yeah. She
Hi,
gives them
Jane.
chores,
Nice
but
to
it's
see
like
you, Jane.
she does give
Yep.
them chores, but it's always like one or two of them doing all the work with her. Like I feel like she does every single chore with a different group of like NPCs.
Yeah. Red glowing eyes.
I
The
agree, like
Mothman.
Mothman. Yes, just like
Wow.
Mothman, absolutely.
Scarlett said, "We just need Alma the goat to stop the golem." Yeah, I like that.
Can you see the
Uh,
golem walking down the down the path with Alma? That would be hilarious.
yeah.
He's walking the goat.
Oh, this is interesting. So they had one with black eyes and one with red eyes.
That would
Oh,
be
oh,
activation.
so right,
Activation.
right. That's the
That
activation.
makes
That makes
sense.
sense. Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, the word Emmet means life or truth, right? And Met is a death. Yes, right.
We need a
100%.
Smiley versus a Golem SmackDown. Yes, absolutely.
Yes. The golem needs to
Wow.
throw him the people's elbow.
Wow. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm really sure that it's going to animate this Golem.
Right.
I'm sure of it.
I wasn't before,
Yes.
but I'm totally positive now. Absolutely.
Hmm.
We've seen a lot of things have hmm, like I don't know the right word I'm saying, but the parchment paper with writing on it obviously holds energy and like a bookmark, right? And we've seen that before.
Yeah.
So writing something on a piece of paper and putting it in its mouth so it can come to life is not
Yes.
far fetched. It's definitely along the lines of things that we've seen before. So I do
Yes.
like that the story is going that way, and that they specifically mentioned the Golem of Prague, which is how
Right.
it was done. So I really love that reference.
Right. Yep.
And I like that Ellis was supportive here. And he actually said, he's like, I feel like I'm failing you. How'd you feel about their conversation here as a therapist?
Well, it's interesting. In my video, I actually spoke a lot about this scene.
Hmm.
And what I said was that we're seeing that they were connected in the beginning. They were
Hmm.
Adam and Eve. They were in love. They had this strong connection. But then when Smiley inhabited her body, she lost trust in anyone to protect her. She
Yes.
knows Ellis loves her, but she knows he can't protect her. He's too weak to protect her. So she's building this golem to protect her because he
Right.
can't do it.
Right.
And he's saying, I want to be the one to protect you. I want to be the one. And she's trying to reassure him, but she has to take care of herself. He's a weak man, let's face it. Ellis is a weak man. He is.
100%. And I was actually kind of glad that he didn't get like mad and defensive. He wasn't like, "What? Why are you building something like you don't think I can protect you?" Like I was so glad that he didn't try to be like this macho defensive bullshit ass role. I kind of like that he kind of like took a step back and realized like, you're right. I felt like when he was like, "I failed you," I felt like he said, "I'm useless." Like I heard it. I swear to God, I heard it. Like under his breath.
Yes.
Like it.
Yes.
So I was like,
Yes.
"Thank God he finally said it."
Yes. Yeah. You are. You're useless.
Useless.
Think about it. I'll go back to the night of the party of the massacre at Colony House. They were having a party for Fatima. It was
Right.
her 1 year anniversary in this place. Of all nights to be upset, he picks that night to think about his mother. Okay?
Right.
Why? Your mother
Of all the
didn't die
nights.
that night. Right. Your girlfriend is being honored and you act like an ass. You get drunk, you fight with Dale, you act like a complete idiot. Okay?
The
You
only
and
justification I can have for that now is I wonder if he saw her and just didn't tell anybody anything. Like the way Boyd sees her, like I wonder if she popped up to him and said something and that's why he
no,
did.
he had no visions
No.
of her. No. I just
He said
it
no.
just no, it makes no sense. This is your girlfriend being honored. Why would you destroy that? And she is trying to make excuses for him to Julie when Julie says, "What's wrong with him?" Oh,
Right.
well, his mom died, and she didn't die that day. I mean,
Yeah,
she
like
didn't.
a year,
That's
like
not the anniversary of her death.
she
What
died
does
a
it have to do
while
with
ago.
her?
Right.
Right, and not on that day. It's not like that's the anniversary her mother died. His mother
No.
died, right?
It's been like 5 or 6 months since she passed.
Right. So it's just immaturity and just stupid. But yet
Selfishness.
selfishness. But yet she made excuses for him. And then that night she saved his life. He would have
Right.
died if it wasn't for her.
Right, with his little
Then-
hobble
Right. And then when he was stabbed by Dale, that was another time. And she had to take him to clinic with Elgin. Elgin was driving the car.
Right.
Elgin really stepped up. He was
Yes.
brave. He really did. But this guy is just weak. He's always weak. And then here he is at the clinic and he needs a blood transfusion. And Boyd has to give him a blood transfusion. And that was the whole thing with the worms. My point is Ellis has proved that he is a weakling. He is not a strong person. that Fatima is the strong person. While she was pregnant, he didn't believe her. He kept trying to, control her. He wanted Christy to give her some medication that was for psychosis. He was trying to shut her up, basically. And he did not understand what she was going through, and he didn't believe her. So why would she trust him?
Right.
Not that he purposely doesn't care about her or that he'd want to hurt her, but she knows she can't trust him. And at this point, she can't trust Boyd either. She can't trust anyone because nobody believed her. Nobody.
Exactly.
So she has to
that first night. Yep.
Right. That first night, she yelled at Boyd when he said,
all
"Please."
Of them. She's like, I told all of you, and none of you believe me.
That's right. And she said to Boyd
in that room.
Yeah, she yelled at all of them, and she told Boyd. He says, "Try and remember." She goes, "Try and remember? Don't you know how hard this has been for me? Of course, I've been trying to remember." She really lost it.
Right.
And
100% agreed.
So she decided, I am going to build a golem to protect myself. And that's the end of it. And Ellis is upset, but listen, she's right.
Right.
So that's it.
And I agree with you, Robert. Robert has a comment at 11:49. He's like, how in the hell is Ellis the product of Abby and Boyd?
Yes.
Hardened warriors produce a hippie flower child. I'm just saying, it seems odd being a child of a veteran of a war. And I agree 1,000%. And that's
I agree with
you. For the last couple of seasons, I'm like, you're useless. How are you this useless? Even when Kenny came to get him and he's like, there's, in the very first episode or the second episode, I'm like, there's been an accident. We need your help. And he's like debating back and forth where the help. I'm like, even like Randall will fucking jump up and help. Like when you think about it, Randall has always been so helpful, even if he doesn't agree with things. So like to see Ellis, I agree with you so hard, Robert Saunders, because I think that he's useless. And how the fuck did both Abby and Boyd have him? Did they like forget all their authoritarian military training and completely like gentle parent him? Like, why is he a hippie flower child?
Mm-hmm. I remember when Kenny was like picking vegetables and Ellis was picking flowers. Remember that? One episode was that.
Yes.
And Kenny's like, go back to picking your flowers. That's what Kenny said to him.
Right. And I think that's still in season 1. That's early on, right? It's right before the reaction. I remember that.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, because he's the lover. That's what he is. He's a lover. He's not a fighter, right?
Yes, Scarlett put that in the chat. Yep. He's a lover, not a fighter.
Ellis was a jerk. He was a real jerk. And I spotted that immediately. I said, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
Hey, listen, I love you, Scarlett, but if you're going to say that Ellis is a lover, not a fighter, my response to you is, a man protects his family. A man protects his family. How did you not instill that fucking value in your son, bro?
He's too immature to be a lover. Let's put it that way.
He's too immature to be married.
Exactly. He doesn't know what he's doing. He has no idea what he's doing.
I wonder who's older mentally, him or Ethan. Seriously.
Oh my God.
Right?
Let's talk about Ethan in this episode too. I will get to that. I have something to say about that too.
All right.
I mean, he's a weakling. He's selfish.
Uh-huh.
I mean, come on. Even when Jim's body, when Boyd was carrying Jim's body, did Ellis step in to help? No. He held the door for Boyd and Jade. Boyd and Jade were carrying Jim's body. Ellis just opened the door. That's all he did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. All he was open the door, and Boyd's like struggling to put him over like the ledge of the floor or whatever, like the little him, like the Oh my God, useless.
Yes,
useless.
Yeah, well, they protected him too much. I could see Boyd protecting him, but did Abby protect him? I don't know. No, Abby didn't seem like the kind of person that would protect anybody, really.
I think that the reason why Ellis has some quote unquote plot armor or just has a little bit, I know Fatima saved him, but I do think that Ellis has some type of plot armor because Boyd sacrificed Abby to save a child. And that's the whole thing, like saving a kid.
Yes.
So I don't think they've made that connection yet, but I think that's why Ellis has been lucky, healed so fast, and is kind of
Yes.
not really messed with so much.
Right.
And for being as dumb as he is, he's been able to survive this long because he's got some plot armor.
Right. Right. Yeah, and that's another thing. Him not forgiving Boyd for shooting Abby. He held this grudge against Boyd for so long. The man saved your life. Your mother would have killed
seriously.
you. She would have
I'm
killed
not saying hate your mom, but why would you
No.
hate your dad for saving your life? I never
Yes.
understood that
No.
either. I can
No.
understand you being hurt and depressed because your mom is dead and she put
Yes.
you in a bad position that made your
Yes.
father make this decision. But
Right.
why are you angry with him? Well, it's either,
Yes.
listen, either you both would be dead because Boyd would have still shot her after he saw your body there, or just your mom would be dead. Those are the only two fucking options right now.
Yes.
Either both
Yes.
you be dead or just your mom. Why
Yes.
would you not be grateful that you're still alive?
Exactly. Exactly. Hi, JT Moore. Elgin is going to wind up taking Fatima from Ellis. They are
Oh.
trauma bonding. Ellis should have stayed home like he wanted Boyd to do with Abby. No, I kind of disagree with you. I don't think Fatima forgave Elgin. I think she used him to get
I
the
agree.
mud. I don't see them together. I see him and Julie or Elgin and Sarah getting closer. Okay, let's see. It's a few things I saw here. I was put off as soon as Ellis said Fatima was like a poem. Yeah, that's right.
Wow, I forgot that he said that. That's right.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah, it's no. This man
She said
is no. He is spoiled. He is immature. No. Was mad at Boyd because his mom needed help and Boyd wasn't paying. Yeah, that I understand. But I understand that Boyd wasn't paying attention when he asked him to. That I get. But he did save his life. He had to kill his wife to save his son.
Right.
How could you be angry at your father? He had no
Right.
choice. He had to do it.
Right.
And it just shows you that Ellis can never be the man that Boyd is. Never in a million years.
Right.
Because that is so heartbreaking that he had to do that.
All right.
Let's see. Okay.
All right. So from this part of the attic in Colony House, we go to this part of the attic. So it takes us back to Victor drawing, and he's drawing a car, right? And we know that Boyd kind of tasked him to help him remember the man in yellow, and he remembers that he came in a brown car. So Victor's drawing it. And I thought this was kind of curious. This looks like a chimney, right? And it's upside down, but that looks like a chimney.
No,
we're going to see some of the other drawings that are on this desk.
Wait, show me where it looks like a chimney.
Over here. You see where my cursor is?
Oh, that. Yes. Oh, I thought you meant in the car that he's drawing here.
And then there looks like there are blood tears that are kind of coming down in this gray area.
Yes.
Right. And then we're going to see what this picture off to the left, or the left corner of the left hand or the left side of the screen. We'll see what that looks in a minute.
Yes.
But this is where there's that picture of the chimney. I couldn't tell if those were crows or if that was smoke. That's definitely a fire in a chimney that's upside down. Let me know what you guys think in the chat.
I just want to comment on this, what Heather said here. Yes, he was so harsh with Frank because it triggered something inside of him that he had to kill his wife. And for Frank to be so irresponsible with his own wife and child made Boyd really angry. And Boyd went into a rage over it because he couldn't save his own wife. And here Frank could have saved his wife and child very easily by just, hammering the window down, right? So, yeah. So Boyd just went nuts and he took it out on Frank. All his anger, all his rage. And that is Boyd's shortcoming. He goes into rages and he does, like with Jade even, in this episode, the way he grabbed Jade. It's like, Jade is telling you the truth. Listen to Jade. But right away, Boyd's anger just came like a rage.
Right.
You know, he would have punched Jade. There's no question about it. Okay, now this is the scene. Okay, so they leave and Victor is drawing, right?
Right. Victor's trying to remember. And Ethan kind of comes in and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he asks him, "What are you trying to remember?" And I liked that the whole dynamic in this scene
Yes.
between Ethan and Victor was
Yes.
very much like
Yes.
bigger brother, little brother. And he's like, kind of gets on, he's like, "I told you I didn't want to tell you that." I was like, oh my God, they're acting just like siblings would act. It was adorable. And
My,
that's the scene
my
right
take, my
Yeah.
take on this picture as a teacher and me as a therapist, and you have a child that you're interacting with, right? Victor is very much a child in this moment. And here is adult Ethan coming in saying, "Oh, you know, how are you doing? Tell me about the man in yellow. Why did you react that way?" "I don't want to tell you. I don't want to talk about it." So then he's like, "Well, okay, I won't tell you what happened
Right.
in the lake." So Victor's like, "Fine." And then he says, "Can I draw with you?" And he sits down and he's drawing. And he knows that Victor's going to start talking to him. He knows it. And he gets Victor to talk. Now, that's something people do, like a therapist would do with a child therapy, right? Play therapy. You
Right.
play with children. You have them draw. You have them write. And that's when they're able to talk and express themselves. Because a lot of children can't do that. They're not verbal. So,
Correct.
but through playing, they're able to talk about their feelings. And that's exactly what happened here. So I like that Ethan was called the little professor in episode 5. And this episode, he's like the little therapist. I just thought it was so cool.
Adorable.
He is the adult in the room. He's the adult.
Seriously.
There is a role reversal here. He is the adult and Victor is the child.
I love
100%.
I just wanted to say thank you for telling me that, Robert. I did not know Gesundheit. I love saying that. I say it all the time in German. I did not know that. Thank you for letting me know again. You are master. Thank you.
Oh, because they believe the soul leaves the body and does not return unless you say Gesundheit. Yes. I am glad we got one of those snotty Ethan Victor scenes. They are brothers. Well, they are definitely brothers. That's for sure. Yeah.
All right. So some of the pictures that we see on
He's
here.
a little therapist. He's a little therapist. I really like that scene though. I just, he's looking at him like, "Why did you pee your pants? Like, what? Tell me what happened." And he's like, "I don't want to talk about it."
Right.
Amazing. Ethan is amazing. Okay, let's go.
So I like that. I wanted to get as best the picture I could. So you see a better image of that chimney. And you see this picture, which, like I said, looks like a black sky with red drops. I'm assuming that must be blood drops.
Right.
And I like that it kind of almost mirrors this cup, especially with the colors, like the red, more oval-like, and then compared to the more hard lines of the blue diamond. I'm not sure what the significance is there, but I did like that. So Ethan pulls up a chair. He's going to start drawing. And I like that Ethan was, promised not to say anything. And the first minute he sits down, he's like, "We found, ragdolls. We found a new monster. A new monster attacked us." And Victor's like, "Really, a new monster?" And like right away, he's drawn in. So I really like that Ethan obviously shared with Victor what actually happened, because I think it was important that Victor knew.
Yes.
But if you look here, what I thought was interesting, there's that fishbowl drawing that I have that theory about. And there's this new picture here that I don't think we've seen this monster before. There it is a little closer upside down. And there it is. I'll flip it around.
Yeah. No, we haven't.
And it doesn't have any button eyes. I mean, the mouth kind of looks stitched, but not. I'm not sure if it's one of the scarecrow monsters, or if it's something different. I think it's something different.
I mean, it could be the doll monster too. Maybe.
Right.
I'm not sure.
The no buttons thing. I know the mouth looks kind of jaggedy, but the way the hair looks like more like real hair. And then the fact that it's got eyes, but no nose. So
Right.
again, I'm not sure what exactly that is, but I definitely the camera did it like made it a point to pan up to show all the images on the desk. So I wanted to make sure I got a good screenshot of them.
And why is it that nobody goes into Victor's room and says, Victor, tell me who this is in this picture? Who is this?
Yeah, I know. Kenny was looking
Nobody.
at them. He doesn't ask one question about them. He just looks at them and puts them down and leaves.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
pointless interrogation, man.
I mean, here they see what happened with the man in yellow. There's a drawing there. If they had asked the question, maybe they would have been prepared for this man in yellow. Why
Right.
not ask about this one? Because this one may pop up soon too. Who knows? Right?
All right. So after this, we get this girl here walking through town. She's walking by the sheriff's office. And who does she see? Henry.
Henry with the near the suit.
Yeah, holding and staring at her old suit. So of
Can
course,
you imagine him putting that suit on? I heard somebody else say maybe he'd put that suit on.
oh hell no.
How horrifying that would be, right?
Oh hell no.
Can you imagine him putting that suit on and jumping off the roof of Colony now? I mean, you want to talk about a double whammy? That would be.
Oh my God.
Ooh, no.
That would be heartbreaking beyond heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And wow.
You
Yeah.
want to destroy Victor? That's how you'll destroy Victor. If that's what you want to do, that's the way to do it.
I agree. So I do like here though in the scene, like he kind of like brushes her off. He wants nothing to do with her. But of course he doesn't stick with that. And she definitely starts asking him some questions. She knows that he's a weak link and she's trying to pry and figure her way in.
Mm-hmm.
And he heads straight to the bar. And what I do like is when she comes in and he's like, you again. She says, it's curious. Why would they have a bar inside of a gas station? And he's like, the better question is, why would they have a gas station inside of a place where you can't go anywhere?
That's
And
right.
I'm like, that is the better freaking question. Hell yes. I freaking love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way he stares, let me kind of go back. He stares at the bottle like he's almost contemplating like whether or not he should do it.
Mhm.
And just as she walks in, he's like, yep, I'm going to do it. And then he's like, you. And obviously seeing her doesn't deter him from it. It actually like makes him drink more. And she's just like prying. She's like, he's drinking. And the one thing I do, for one, I thought it was creepy that you're drinking with a younger girl.
Very creepy.
That Henry was drinking with her. I thought that was
Very
inappropriate.
inappropriate.
Would never happen in the real world. And he did kind of try to be like, well, how old are you? And she hits him with the death card, right? I'm old enough to have buried my father.
Yes.
And I was like, way to deflect. And he's like, touche. And he pours away. And I'm like, you asshole.
Yeah, I see. Now that's what I'm saying. This is the Henry that of no return. This is the Henry that cannot come back from where he is. Hi, Amy. Want to say hi to Amy?
And look at her face when they go to cheer, like they do like the little toast. The way she's amazing with her facial expressions, and it's very quick. She doesn't stay looking at like him that long like this. So I was really happy that I was able to catch that because it almost shows like the malevolence in her, right? Like the evil that she has experiencing inside.
Yes.
So, and I also thought it was ironic that you have this storyline drinking, and Donna had told them in the shed, I need a drink. You want a drink? And here, Donna, they're all drinking here too.
Yes. Hi, Amy. How you doing tonight?
So
yes. And when was the last time you heard Donna say, I need a drink? I mean, I don't.
The night that Tabitha got there.
Right. That was the night.
Please correct me if I'm wrong. If there was another
Henry. With Henry.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, that's right. She was in the bar with Henry.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Boyd kind of wants to know what happened at the settlement, and Tabitha explains. She's like, I had these dolls, and when I was a little girl in another lifetime, and I would play these dolls, and this guy had nightmares of them, so he took them from me, and after he died, the dolls came out of the lake, the dolls came to life. And that's what she remembered. And she remembered the total to kill them. And Boyd's like, what? And this is where Kenny has a callback to season 2, and there's a lot of callbacks to season 2 here in this
Yeah.
episode. So he has a callback to Sarah's conversation with him, where Sarah tells him Nathan had just passed away. She's like, he was terrified of cicadas, and the cicadas came after he died. Do nightmares come to life here? And they kind of have this revelation here, and this is where Donna loses her shit.
Yes.
How would you tell people that now they can, have, the nightmares are going to come? So we have this revelation, like I said, and this is where Donna.
What about the mirror? Wait, back up. What about the mirror? Donna mirror. Okay, yeah, I noticed there's a mirror there, but what's the significance? She's not facing the mirror. She's looking away from it.
Yeah,
Donna losing it here. Yeah, this is like when she lost it and she took the axe to the floor there. Yeah. But I don't think she was drunk when she did that last time. I just think she was in a rage.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay, so Scarlett, what's the deal with the mirror? Let us know what you think. Oh, they use the mirror a lot. Yeah, they do. That's true. But they do that with the monsters. Yeah, they're looking in the mirrors. But okay, right. So yes, so she leaves the room.
She leaves the room and she tells him she has to, Boyd notices that she's getting worked up. She's like, I just got to splash water on my face. She walks out and she collapses. Right. And Boyd sends Kenny to the clinic to get Christy in the defibrillator. And Christy's patching up Patty Melt. Right? Her face looks nasty. That's gnarly. Right?
She and Randall should be friends.
Oh, wow. Yeah, one's on the left side, one's on the right side together. Yeah, she looks like Two-Face. I think it was Corey. Somebody had mentioned that first in the chat that she looked like Two-Face. I was dying.
Oh, wow.
And Kenny walks in. He's like, Christy, you got to come quick. She's like, Donna had a heart attack. She's like, what? Like, it was almost unbelievable. So they go rushing to Colony House. And Boyd's been doing CPR. Look at that freaking bracelet on her leg. I just don't understand it. It was so this pissed me off. Wow. So what did you think about Boyd not wanting to give up on Donna?
Well, he needs her. He realized it. He realized he can't do it without her. He needs her. She's like a lifeline for him. She's also his, not only is she strong, not only is she the one in charge of Colony House, but she is also strong for him. He can lean on her. He needs her.
I thought it was crazy that he's like, Christy, hit her again. And her and Marielle kind of like stop. I also thought it was crazy that like he needed to keep doing the CPR, but they don't like offer to take over. And this is where he has what I call like the manifestation moment, right? He's like, you're not going to die. You're going to open your eyes now. And he like says all this and she does, right? She breathes and he looks like, he's like, do you see that? So they're able to, they need to get a heart monitor. It needs to get wires, right? So he goes running out. He goes to the shed. He grabs Jade. They're looking for the wires from when he wired the tower back from season 2. And I loved this scene right here because he's trying to find the wires and Boyd's like, what is that? Because he clearly sees a body. And he's like, Jade, wires. And he's like, the wires are under there. He's like, all right, help me move this. So he goes to move it. And Jade's reaction is it feels so real. He's like, ah! He jumped up from the way he said it. And Boyd's like, hey, Donna needs you. Get your shit together. Like,
yeah, that was really funny.
He's staring at like he has no idea about the settlement, right? He has no idea what's happening. All this has come back. He was not in the room. So I'm like, this is brand new to him. I'm like, get your shit together. I was like, Boyd, doesn't have all the information. So I thought that was hilarious. But
good night, Robert. Have a good night.
Good night, Robert. But yeah, they get the wires and they go back up. And while that's all happening, Ethan and Victor come out of the room and they're like, what's going on? Tabitha tells him. And I really loved that Ethan wanted to talk to Donna. How'd you feel about Ethan talking to Donna? They got her all hooked up. I was checking out the numbers, by the way. There was nothing significant about the numbers.
Well, again, Ethan is the adult. He says, I love that scene with Tabitha. He comes over, Tabitha goes over and she goes, oh, I thought you were outside. He says, what happened? Why is everyone outside of Donna's room? And she's like, oh, well, Donna had a heart attack. And Ethan says, well, but she's going to be okay, right? And she says, well, we don't know yet. And he says, I have to see her. I want to see her. I want to see her before it's too late. And Tabitha's like, oh, no, everything will be fine. He says, no, people die here. I want to speak to her before she dies. This is a kid that's amazing, okay?
Right.
He is more mature than half the people in that room, okay?
100%.
First of all, he lost Tenchen. He lost his father.
Right.
He knows people die. He knows. And he
Right.
was strong enough and brave enough to see Donna that looking the way she looks, because she told him how important it is for him to be brave. And I love that. I absolutely love that scene. That kid, they all can learn something. Even Jade was looking at him. Remember, Jade looked up like, what? I mean, because this kid is the one that's going to teach them how to survive.
Oh,
and he says to her, I love you. He said, I love you, and I will be brave just like you told me to. I mean, this is amazing.
I like that he even touched her hand, like he reached out for her.
Yes.
I really loved this scene as well. I 100% agree.
Yes.
It really showed his maturity. Everybody was looking at him like he was their leader, not Boyd. And it was, I don't know, it was a shift in the dynamic of who really is in tune with what's going on. And it also kind of showed, like, for a young kid to be that aware of death and the importance of time, I thought was also important.
I mean, that's why, I know people have said, oh, he might be the man in yellow and all that.
Scarlet.
If anything, he's the boy in white. If he's going to be anything, he's going to be a good force. He's not going to be a bad force. Yeah, Scarlet thinks he's the man in yellow, I know. I don't think so. But I don't know if I believe he's the boy in white either. But if I had to choose between the two of them, I would choose the boy in white. What about you, Jim?
I don't know. I don't think that Ethan is either. I think that Ethan is the storyteller and has the power to write his way out of the story rather than write himself to continue to write himself into having the power over the story.
Right. But he does know how this place works, just like you said.
Right.
And he does have a presence about him that he can lead people. That's why I thought maybe he could be. But I tend to agree with you. I don't think he's either one of them. But if I had to choose, I would choose the boy in white.
Right.
But anyway, yes, he's a mature kid.
I also don't think like he could become the man in yellow, because I think the man in yellow is an entity. And if Ethan's supposed to be a reincarnate or be brought back because of a reincarnate, then he just has a role to play in the story that's very intimate, for lack of a better word. It's very close to the role of who, like, it's either, I think it's the wild card that the man in yellow holds close because it wants to try to manipulate it, but it's the one character that it can't manipulate. If that's
right.
Because of its role, being the storyteller.
Right.
It has to be Switzerland. It has to be the neutral ground.
Yes.
Where like the boy in white and the man in yellow are on opposite sides. I feel like Ethan or whoever the story writer is for the cycle, even though we know like the man in yellow and the boy in white might be the story writers for like big overarching narrative. I think like this cycle story would be, one previously was Victor and this one be Ethan, and they can't be easily manipulated as a storyteller. I'm not saying they couldn't, or be put in fear. And I know you've spoken about Victor being terrified of the man in yellow and being in fear and possibly threatened by him to be quiet. So I do think that they can, but they don't have the control like they're able to over other characters and roles.
Right. Okay. So let's go on.
All right. So now we get to the two of them finishing off that bottle. Look at the bottle's empty, man. They finished. They polished. Look at it. He's taking the last sip. He polished off that bottle. I don't know how they're not slurring or stumbling. She's trying to. Look at her. She's trying to look like she's drunk. I doubt she is. He is. And he's looking at the bottle. He's like, well, she's like, are you ready for the second bottle? I was like, you manipulative person. And she goes around as he's like talking and to her about whatever that she's not really caring about, but she's like listening. She's looking around for a way that she can do what she's about to do. When she sees the broken glass, she doesn't do anything. She grabs the bottle. She brings it over to him for him to start pouring, because obviously we didn't know this at the time, but she obviously needs him to have a drink. And she goes over, cuts her hand, and she drips her blood into his drink. I don't know how it didn't turn red or have like a
I know, I was thinking that too.
Not even like an orangey brown color, just like clear, erased like it wasn't there. There's the glass. Maybe I put them out of order. I apologize, everybody. And here, sweet as Henry comes, is like, she's like, it's nothing. It's, I just cut myself. He's like, no, let me see it. And he goes to try to find like a clean rag to like clean it off and like help her, which he does. And this manipulative person goes and drips her blood while he's looking with his back turned.
Horrible.
Absolutely
like
horrible.
Like you said, how did it not turn red? Right.
So what do you think the blood is going to have once he drinks it? What do you think that effect is going to be on him? Or how do you think it will affect him?
I have a theory, but it has to do with the trailer for the next episode. So let's wait for that.
All right. So after this episode, we have Bacta coming out of the diner, and Randall's like, what, you're not cooking? She's like, no, I'm going to cook up at Colony's house because of Donna. And helpful Randall, of course, is like, all right, I'll come with you and help. And I thought this was odd, right? Because we really never see Randall up at Colony House.
That's true. He doesn't go there anymore, right?
And we haven't seen Bacta really barely ever. Besides her giving the hope that Sarah needed to not drink the water until, Sophia decided to, like throw herself into the freaking empty pool. But like Bacta like was a voice of reason. So the fact that they're both going up to Colony House, I definitely think is a setup. I think they need to be in Colony House. The fact that the Roger doll is up there, I definitely think it's a setup because of the whole Gollum, possible ragdoll, possible trapping of Smiley or trying to. All of that needs to come into play up by Colony House. And
so do you think? I'm sorry. Do you think that we're going to have another massacre next episode, or maybe in episode 8?
I'm thinking it might be in episode 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So Randall's going to be up there, staying up there while this is going on. Okay.
And then we jump back to Sophia and Julie, and they're painting, and the color in both those cans turns out to be lavender.
Right.
A significant color. I like their conversation. But lavender has a very significant color, besides it being like warm and friendly, which is what Sarah wanted. It also is a second stage of like mourning. And after the conversation that Julie and Sarah actually have here, you see that like Sarah kind of prides. She's like, you said that you kind of understand why, right? So she kind of wants to know why. And this, I think, is the opening, even though we don't see it here. But I think Heather mentioned it before, and I agree. I want Sarah to become Julie's new anchor. And Sarah give Julie the hope that she's going to be able to at least get to her father and try. And
I like that purple cancels out yellow. Also, purple is a spiritual color.
Yes.
And it's a color of serenity and calmness. It has a lot of different meanings, actually.
Yeah. And like I said, it's the second stage of mourning. So the first stage is black, where you're missing the person, going crazy. The second stage is more of acceptance and moving past it. And that's kind of where she's at, right? Because she's almost willing to give up. And she says that, Sarah. She's like, I think I'm realizing that I can't save him. I'm not going to be able to do it. And I think that we obviously know that she's going to continue. But I think that Sarah is going to be what pushes her forward into continuing and being her anchor. And I also do think that this is where she's going to find her dad. The comment that she makes here, though, about accepting that she can't save her father, I do think that is true. I think she, even though it's not going to be here in this moment, I think she has to come to that realization that she cannot save her father and the story can't be changed. That has to happen for Jim to have appeared to Ethan. That's my theory.
Mm-hmm.
I think that she'll story walk back to find him live, give him the bracelet, and let him know that he can be in a loop because he's gonna, die, and he needs to be there to give Ethan certain information.
Yeah. I mean, I do think, again, this is my theory, that if they do find the Lake of Tears, that is the lake that will bring people back. And I do think that Jim will come back. That I think a lot of the people that died, Father Cautry will come back too.
Yes.
I mean, I know a lot of people don't think that, but I kind of do. So we'll see.
Yes. And if you want to just check in with the chat, there's a couple of comments about the colors. Scarlet.
Which one in particular are you looking at?
Where is it? The one at, why don't I see the time right now? The one at 12. Ooh, I don't know why I can't see this. It says covering the earthy green wall with a spiritual heliotrope purple color. I love that.
Yes.
And then below that, you have Mel Ryan says,
I like the color of Prince.
I love that. And then the color below that, the Victorian morning, that's what I was referencing, with all black, and then some deep purple, which is the color that Julie's shirt is, like a deep purple. And then you have some lavender and silver, and that's lavender
very interesting
here. And then a silver lining because Julie was about to, but now she has it. So that was the connection I was going with, Scarlett.
Wait, silver lining. Wait, say that again. The end, the last one. Silver lining.
I think the silver lining is Sarah because she's going to give her hope to try again.
Oh, okay, got it. Yes. Yeah. There's always a silver lining.
Yeah. So even like the way Julie's face is here is such a horrible freaking wig, but you can see her like she almost doesn't want to, like she's telling her, and she's like so doubtful about it all. And Sarah gives her like the warmest hug, and Julie was not expecting that hug, and she just, you can see her a wall breaks right here. She feels, she makes that connection that you were mentioning before.
Yes. How is that? Now, let me ask you, back up for a second. If you had to compare this connection to Julie's connection with Fatima, how would you compare it?
That's a really good question. I would think that she has a closer connection to Fatima because she chose to stay with Fatima and Ellis, and Fatima took her under her wing. But I think that if she had a conversation with Fatima and it ended like this, like you see the doubt in Julie's eyes and she hugs Sarah, I think it would be deeper. I think she would completely crumble and break into tears and tell Fatima everything. Where here with Sarah, this is a break in the wall, kind of almost like Boyd's about to break in the wall, but there's still a door closed, right? There has to be something more between Sarah and Julie for that door, I think, to open all the way, unless Julie's really desperate.
Yeah, I think Julie is just starting to learn to trust Sarah, right? It's something new for her.
Agreed.
But she's achieving a deeper intimacy with Sarah than she had with Fatima.
You think it's a deeper one?
Yeah, I'll explain why. Fatima is not, she wasn't very realistic early on about things. She would talk about the beauty of looking out the window at night, and she was very hopeful about things being good. She talked about her dad, what happened with him, in a kind of a removed kind of way, not really feeling the emotion. I think she wasn't really being honest with herself, Fatima, her feelings. Like she would like make excuses for Ellis. Like she wasn't really dealing with things. So she was relating to Julie on a more superficial level. But Julie needed her support and her guidance. But she didn't get that deep, intimate trust relationship with her. But she's developing it with Sarah now. That's the difference. Sarah gets her. Sarah understands her. Sarah can relate to her. Fatima couldn't really relate to Julie. They were like in different places.
I think
she was just being like a big sister, you know?
I think if Fatima and Julie had a conversation now and she told her, like Fatima told Sarah about Smiley and what was going on in the Golem, and Julie told her about the story walking, I think their bond would be even deeper because of the closer connection and the trust that's already there and been built.
Yeah, no, I agree.
You're right. But now that you've said what you said, I agree with you because that has not happened.
Right. They actually have grown apart. That's the problem.
Right.
They've grown apart already. They haven't really even seen each other much.
Right.
But she's grown closer to Sarah, even though she doesn't see Sarah much. There is a connection between them
Right.
that she can rely on Sarah the way she could not rely on Fatima. Maybe
Right.
now it would be different, like you said, because
Right.
they both have grown in different ways, right?
Right.
This place changes people.
Right.
It changed both of them.
But the lack
But
of communication stops that connection.
yes, exactly. And the lack of understanding each other because they're really coming from two different places, you know.
Ooh.
But they could understand the violation because
Yes.
they both were violated. So yeah, they could connect on a trauma bond there. Sarah is tall. Yeah, she is tall.
Yeah,
She is
she
very
is.
tall.
You see how she had to hunch down to hug
Yeah,
Julie Hannah?
yeah. Julie is in purple. Sarah's gingham is blue and red equals purple. Wall is purple. Yeah, so that's showing that they are connected. That
Absolutely.
they are complementing each other. Yes.
Yes.
Um, Julie needs to tell Sarah about the daylight monster. Yeah. Well, a lot of things need to be told here. The
Yeah.
man in yellow suit, the one that Julie saw, the drawing that Henry saw. Has Julie even seen or talked to Fatima since she asked if she could kiss her? She saw Fatima at Jim's funeral. Fatima was standing next to her, and she was like being sympathetic towards her, but they
Right.
didn't really have a conversation though. No.
That's true.
Um,
Grown apart.
okay.
They do
They need to compare notes. Yeah. I don't even think they've seen each other since the colony. Yeah, they kind of drifted apart.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a really
know.
good point. I kind of really didn't realize that it's been that long since they've really
Yeah.
have not been together. You're right.
Yeah. And you know what bothers me though? Victor was getting close to Sarah last season, right? And then as
Yes.
soon as his father comes, he forgot all about Sarah. That's not right.
No,
Sarah
but it's
put herself
predictable.
out there for him. Uh-huh. What?
I said it's predictable though, and Sarah doesn't mind being a lone wolf.
No, but I think Victor, why did he have to choose his dad? Why couldn't he have her too? Right.
He mentally cannot handle that at this point. I mean, he can now, but it's just different because that's effort and work that he doesn't need to put energy into, where Henry or Ethan, other people are just easier. It might come back more, but right now I think it just happens to be that way because of the way things unfolded, and Victor's not one to really seek somebody out like that.
No,
And
he's
neither
not.
is Sarah.
But he did. But he did though.
I
Before
know.
his father got there, he did.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. That to me, I don't know if that's like a writing issue, a continuity issue. I'm not sure what that is, but I don't think they kind of dropped the ball with that. I would have liked to have seen Victor continue some relationship with her. Maybe they don't see each other every minute, but something, some conversation somewhere, right?
But don't forget, they're like Sarah's living in the town. He's in Colony House. She kind of like hid away after the whole Elgin thing, and then she was
That's
up
true.
there. So they haven't really seen each other that much like that. And then they didn't really interact before that. It was like a one-off thing to begin with. So I feel like they might have another one-off moment like that, which might, show that connection. But it wasn't a consistency on either's part. It was really just the necessity of convenience at that moment part. And the way they vibed and the way he described it was awesome. But we haven't really seen that play out on the scene.
The thing is, it was more than a one-off because there was that scene in the basement under the tent. There was the scene when Henry came into town and she was supporting him when he met Henry. There was the scene when they were together with Tabitha talking about, oh God, what's his name? Christopher in the basement.
Right.
So she had like 3 or 4 scenes with Victor. Yes, it was all like, back to back, but
right.
they developed a certain intimacy, a certain connection that I would think Victor would not want to let go of, especially because he misses his sister. In a way, Sarah was like Eloise for him. She was like a sister to him. So I'm just saying, I don't know why they let that drop.
It could also be resemblance of how he just forgot that he even had a sister. Just kind of forgot about Sarah.
Well, that was under trauma, though. I just think he got his father back, and that's all he needed at that point. Which,
Oh,
look, I understand that. I understand Victor's been traumatized. He doesn't know how to socialize with people, and I get all that. Absolutely. I just think it would have been nice though if he had been able to continue that. But then again, he hasn't really been with Tabitha either in a
right,
while,
right.
right? They just haven't been in the same room together. I guess that's what it is.
Yeah. Victor's really on a whatever I need right now kind of moment.
Yeah,
Nothing's really consistent with him. Very few things are
exactly.
consistent with him. So yeah.
Exactly. Fatima was a proxy to Julie, right? Uh, right. A substitute or a placeholder rather than an actual friend. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I agree 100% with that, Heather. But she can form a friendship with Sarah now. That's the difference. Yes. Yeah, and I just think that Victor, I don't know. I mean, the truth is there's only 10 episodes every season, and there are a lot of people in this cast, and you can't see everybody together in every scene and every
Right.
episode. It's impossible. So, and the fact that that did happen with Elgin, she has to hide. She had to hide out. So she can't go to Colony House. So yeah, that makes sense too. But anyway, let's go on.
All right. The next scene takes us to Ellis coming out from speaking with Fatima and seeing Boyd. And they have a conversation about Fatima. And Boyd doesn't say it, but Ellis has pretty much the same reaction. Like, I'm going to give her space. And Boyd's just like, all right, good man. Right. So they have a conversation. And then he kind of goes back in to talk with Donna. And this is another huge scene because
Yeah.
we get Father Khatri. Right,
Yes.
because as soon as Christy closes the door, Boyd waits for Christy to close the door, and he's like, "All right, cut your shit, open your eyes." And he
Right.
takes this very authoritarian, aggressive stance with her unconscious body, and he's like, and then he starts to break down. He's like, "I need you to come back, and I need you to open your eyes." And Katri's like, "And what if she doesn't?" And we get him popping back in, and he starts to become this voice of reason.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're
Right.
hearing him speak, you can tell that he's kind of preparing Boyd for the reality check that Boyd needs.
Mm-hmm.
And he actually pisses Boyd off because Boyd's like, you need to, I don't forget exactly what he says, but pretty much like stay in your lane. And the scene he disappears and the scene kind of cuts off.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So Boyd kind of doesn't want to deal with the facts yet.
No. No.
Right. So, but he's sitting there and just kind of reminiscing his thoughts. But it cuts back over to Randall and Bacta.
Oh, this is funny.
Is finally Colony House. And again, I think it's a setup because these certain characters just need to be there. And look who's creeping behind the door.
Yeah.
Elgin,
Elgin.
One-Eyed Bandit. Right? And Bacta sees him and she's like, don't stand out there, come in here and help. And she's like, that wasn't a question. That was, and she makes him come in there. Right? So I love that Randall hands him the knife and he's like the two of us between Randall's scar, his one eye. All you need is like patty melt over here, like on a grill or something. But
I like what Randall said. He says, we're a handsome duo, right?
Yes, we're a handsome duo. So again,
Elgin laughed when he said that. He made Elgin laugh.
Right. And if Sarah's going to step in to be Julie's anchor, I, again, think it's a setup because they need to be there. But I think, I'm not sure which direction it's going to go in, but one of them needs to help the other. Whether it's Randall helping Elgin or Elgin helping Randall or the both of them, there's a reason why the two of them are paired up right now, and they need to be paired up for a reason.
Right, right.
All right. So after that, we come back upstairs. And Father Khatri and Boyd are still having their conversation. And he tells Donna to wake up. And her eyes wake up. She says his name. Christy comes in.
But wait a minute. Before her eyes open, what does she say? He says, I need you. I need you.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And that's what brought her back. Yes. Boyd needing her. Boyd wanting that connection with her.
Even just relinquishing that control. Right?
Yeah.
So absolutely. So I love that she wakes up. Christy comes rushing in, but then we get back over to Henry and we see him drink the beverage that obviously the alcohol that Sophia dripped her blood into.
Yeah.
And this is where she starts to plant the seed of, have you ever thought that this place was just a dream? And which is the same exact line that we heard in season 2 episode 9 with Abby.
Yes.
So then we have Boyd, right? Because after he has a conversation with Father Khatri is like, you probably should give this guy some credit, kind of backing up a little bit about what Jade said and maybe kind of like figuring things out. And Boyd kind of comes out here. And of course, Father Khatri happens to be out here. And I think the most important part was he asked Khatri, like, how do you expect me to take a team down there and make a sacrifice or do anything? And Khatri tells him, sometimes you do something on faith and have a little belief in faith.
That's right.
And faith means that you believe in something you can't see.
That's
so
right.
You're going to have to take that leap of faith. So Boyd goes into the tool shed
and taking that leap of faith means depending on somebody else to have the answer.
Yes. Being able to work with other people to give you the answers so you guys can collaborate to find the answer. It's not always cooperation. Sometimes it's collaboration. Each of you have a role. And if you guys don't complete each of your roles, then the project or the story or the game can't be completed.
Oh, I like this. Tanios. Martin said the same thing about it being a dream. Yes, he did.
Yes.
He certainly did. That's a very good point. Yep. Absolutely.
He asked Boyd, did you ever think that Abby was right?
Yep.
And he was referencing that because that's what Abby thought. And here, so that was, to me, did that make you think that the man in yellow could have been in town since Boyd was staying out so much, going into the woods and he wasn't around? Do you think that the man in yellow could have been another person, or that Abby heard the man in yellow put voices in her head to make her think that and planted the seed like he's doing in Henry now?
Yeah, I think the man in yellow was the one that was putting those ideas in Abby's head. Yeah. 100%. But I don't think he was in a human form. I think that he was Christopher in the last cycle. But I don't think he was Tilly or anyone else. I think he just, when Jade played that song on the violin, it kind of resurrected him from wherever he was. So he was able to communicate on the telephone and on the radio, but he could not actually change into a person. He couldn't actually appear to anybody until Jade played the song. That's what I think. As far as Martin goes, I believe that Martin was actually a good person, but when the music box stopped, that's when the man in yellow went in him, and he gave the worms to Boyd.
I love that. Mm-hmm. I do. So we see Boyd grab the sledgehammer and he takes it obviously into Colony House. He goes straight down to the basement, goes right past the Costa. He's looking at the wall. And then just like he was speaking to Donna in this very powerful, confident, manifesting way, he does the same thing with the walls. He starts sledgehammering. He's like, you want me to believe? He's like, then show me a door. And as he's pounding on this, right, Jade's in Colony House because he got the wires and he's just standing around to see how Donna's doing. He hears the banging and he goes downstairs and he sees Boyd, and Boyd cracks through and Boyd can't believe what he sees. Jade is like, holy shit, I was fucking right.
I was right.
And obviously it punches through. There's a closed door on the other side. It's not the same door. The wood is different. The paneling is different. It's, one is vertical, the other one's horizon. So it's a different door. But still, there's a door there nonetheless is the freaking point, right? However Jade envisioned it, it doesn't matter. There's still a freaking door there. So Boyd turns to Jade and tells him, we're going to need a plan.
Yeah.
We're going to need a plan, which to me solidifies he believes in Jade and he's got Jade's back. Because there's nothing that Jade has said, however he's come to those answers, that has not been somehow correct in some way, shape, or form.
Right, exactly.
And
now,
obviously
Scarlett said that Boyd wills the walls into being.
which is the part I was about to just say. Just
Okay.
like he manifested Donna to
Uh-huh.
waking up, and he's manifested other things that we just didn't realize that that's what it was until now. I think that he also, the way he was talking, that's why I was mentioning it, the same way he was talking to Donna with that voice, he was talking to the wall. So I think he also
Ah,
manifested Jade's vision into being. I absolutely
wow.
think that as well,
I
100%.
like that. I
Love
like
that,
that.
Scarlett. We're here. We're here, girl. The spot all the way.
Yeah, but then how does that invalidate Jade's vision then?
Not at all. I don't think so at all. I think
Okay.
that I think the two of them they need each other. They're each drivers of of two different vehicles that need to both be on the same track to open the gates to get to where they need to go.
Okay.
Almost like a safety deposit box. You know how there has to be two keys that have to turn at the same time?
Right.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same thing, not just with this, but also with like Tabitha and Jade being at the tree, the violin being played. Like there's a lot of duality and balance
Yes.
that
Yes.
that come with the show. So I
Right.
do think that people, just like with Randall and Julie with story walking and having an anchor, there's definitely a duality. There's two sides, and each side has their
Yes.
role. They each need to pull their
Yes.
weight. They each
Right.
need to complete their task in order for them to go on and be successful. And even if Tabitha or even if Miranda got far, I don't think she could have saved the kids without Christopher. So if the town
Mhm.
already had Christopher, the game is over. Miranda just didn't
Yes.
know and kept playing. I
Right.
think like there's a balance and a duality. So I think keeping both Jade and Tabitha alive are key for both of them needing to get out.
Yes. And I wonder when they actually do go through the door if it's going to look exactly like Jade's dream, his vision. I
I
think
want to
that
know.
would be so cool. You'll see
Yeah.
that big spider on the light.
Yes,
I mean, that would be
spiders. I
wild.
want to know if we're gonna finally see spiders, and Boyd's gonna be like, "I remember these spiders from like, I, ah." And then
That will be
I
amazing.
also, with their plan, is Boyd gonna gather a whole bunch of people to go down there, or like a couple of people? Or are they just gonna go down together? Is he gonna send Jade on his way? Like, what is his plan? How
Maybe
many
he'll
people
ask
are
Randall
involved?
to come with them. He might ask Randall.
And again,
I
set up
wonder
because
who
of the
else he would
people
ask.
a setup because of the people that are there. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like that's why certain people need to be in Colony House at this moment. So
Yes.
yeah, it can go. There's so many things that can happen right now because of so many different characters that we know are major players in this game that are right now in Colony House. And I think it's very important, especially with the color purple that we were talking about, that it's Sarah and Julie that are the only two that are main characters that are not in Colony House.
Yes. I agree. Yes, they're all there for a purpose.
Right.
And that's yeah, that part I like. I like that writing. Maybe Abby was like Sarah. Well, Abby said I dreamed of something when I was a little girl. It was exactly what Tabitha experienced.
Right.
Abby probably lived in that place when, at some point, at some
Right.
incarnation that she had, and she was remembering her dream.
I
And she
agree.
was like Sarah too, where she heard the voices. Whereas Tabitha doesn't hear the voices, but she could hear the voices. Um, and no, actually, The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. I heard about the book. I've never seen the movie, but I heard about it. And I don't know, Scarlett, if you saw my most recent video. It's linked in the description of this video. I actually did a whole review on that movie, that story, and how it relates to this From episode. So if you're interested, you can check that out. They're definitely, that theme is actually going on throughout the whole show, not just this episode, but I focused on this episode. Um, okay, the book has to do with religion. The book has to do with a lot of things, actually: racism, religion, loneliness, depression, illness, a lot of different things. Yes. Okay, so we're at the end here now, right? So let's talk about the trailer.
Right. So up next is the trailer. This is the official trailer. It is in the shitty ass recorder off the TV quality. So if you do not want to watch this, I love you guys. We'll check you
But
guys
wait,
out
guys,
later.
before you
Oh,
go, please subscribe And please like this video if you are going to leave, because we are going to show this this trailer for the next episode, and I know some people don't want to see it. It doesn't really give away much, but some people don't want to know anything. So if you want to leave, I understand. If you want to come back in a few minutes, you can. Okay, Scarlett's leaving because she doesn't
Yep.
want to see it. I get that. Um, okay, and what does Heather say? Boyd will the goats the talisman done on the wall?
I
Oh,
think Boyd definitely manifested the goats and the different things that he was finding in the
yeah,
woods. And I
yes.
think that his powers first came out because it was a necessity in a survival mode. But I think it also became a distraction because
Mhm.
it's what kept him away from Abby. And that's was the way into getting her to for the seed to grow and build, for her to believe it was a dream and start offing people. Had Boyd, because it wasn't like it was just the one night that she suddenly came to that epiphany, right? Ellis had been asking him for a couple of nights already that, mom, something's wrong with mom. And Boyd had brushed her off a couple of times. So I definitely think that it was a seed that had been growing and building. And I think that's exactly what we're going to see in Henry as well. She planted a seed and it's going to grow. Little things are going to happen in a certain way, in the perspective that he has, because he knows that he's going to be like, but this could be a dream. Oh my God, this could be a dream. He would have never thought of those things before as a dream, but now
Right.
because he's been planted, he's going to think that way. And I think that's what happened with Abby.
Now, Heather says something interesting about Jade's trip. 2 of the 3 times he sees spiders, they show up when he calls for Boyd. That's interesting. I didn't
Ooh,
make that connection. We're
I
going to
didn't
look for that
either.
now.
Good eye,
Um,
Heather. Good
Good
eye.
night, Scarlett. Have a great evening. We'll see you soon. Um, the big one in the lamp was different. He saw spiders. Uh, okay. Okay. Well, we'll see how that pans out. Okay, so now we're going to watch the trailer.
Right. So before we watch the trailer, the synopsis for episode 7, titled "Best Laid Plans." It is Tabitha and Jade's dark past surfaces while another town resident faces trouble. Boyd plans to test a risky theory. Oh, before we get into this, I forgot to mention, I didn't get the clip of it, but when Boyd goes to run out and leave Donna, when he goes to get the sledgehammer, he
Uh-huh.
tells Patty Melt, "Go tell everybody." I forget exactly what it is, something that Donna is awake or whatever.
Yes,
You
right.
go tell everybody. I'm like, do not give that woman permission to start gossiping and telling people things, because she's the one that's going to tell them, oh, by the way, Tabitha remembers when she was here centuries ago, and that's why the ragdoll. Like, I was so
But
mad
he
that of all
doesn't he doesn't
people,
know any of
he,
that. He
he
doesn't
doesn't know any of that. But I was like, well, this would explain why things are going to be found out, and it's probably because she has not been told, keep your mouth shut. So I thought that was quite interesting. And I just want to relate that. So this is what the synopsis is, the official synopsis. So let me go to the next slide. And we have the trailer. Are we ready, everybody? In 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
What happened?
I don't know. Give me 1 second. If anything, I can refresh the tab. Give me 1 second. I think my computer is lagging a little bit. I don't know why.
Oh.
All right, give me 1 second, everybody. It is lagging. I checked it earlier. I know it works, but have no fear. Yeah, my computer
Jen
is
is
lagging.
here.
Yes,
Have no
Jen is
fear, Jen
here.
is here. Jen to the rescue.
Oh, yeah. The computer is laggy. No worries. I will just share a different screen where I know I have it. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry. Wrong screen. Oh, yeah. Okay, sorry. Sorry, everyone. Thank you for your patience. Love you guys. All right.
I can try it on my computer. Did you put it in?
Oh, wow. Yeah, my computer is really laggy. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know what's going on with my internet.
Let me see if I can. I don't know if I can do it. Let's see.
Sorry, everybody. Can you guys see it?
Ah, yeah, here it is.
Can you?
Oh,
Can you see
yeah,
her and hear it? Can you see where I am?
yeah. Try playing it.
All right. All right. Here we go, everybody.
What is it? Do you hear that?
So explain to me why you don't have an eye.
We are all being tested.
Part of your test is getting mutilated?
There is a truth behind all of this. When your enemy threats tries to scare you, that means they are scared
She's there.
of you.
Is that the car the man in the yellow suit came here in?
Yeah.
What kind of clues are we looking for?
I can't make out what that is.
So let's look at it from this
What
part.
is it? Do you hear that?
All
Okay,
right. So
I have a theory about this.
let me back it up a little bit so that way. Okay. Theory away, my love.
Now, I wish I had the pictures. I don't think I have. Do I have a picture? Let me just check and see if I do. Because if I have the picture, it'd be much easier to show you. 1 second. One.
So what do you guys think in the chat this is while Lori gets her theories up? What do you guys think it could possibly be? Good night, Amy. Thank you for coming, beautiful girl. Love you. Lori, I know we haven't talked about it, but as soon as I heard that beeping noise and saw the lights, I immediately thought hospital.
Yeah, you're not the only one, but I have something to add to it. Let me just give me 1 second.
No, take your time.
It's coming up now. I just have a picture I want to put up here. Where is the damn thing? I should have had this ready. I wasn't thinking about it. Okay, wait. Okay, yes. Okay, got it. Okay, 1 second. Okay. So tell me what you think, Jen. You think it's a hospital, right?
Right.
Okay. And what else?
So I was wondering if it has to do with a previous time that he's been in the hospital, or if he's remembering back to when either Eloise or Victor was born. And I'm really hoping it's Eloise.
Mm-hmm.
What were you thinking?
I'm going to show you. It's easier if I show it. 1 second.
Ambulance or hospital, says Mel Ryan. Will there be bracelets in the bag? Maybe he's hearing voices like Sarah or hallucinating. I agree. I think he's definitely hearing voices and hallucinating because of the blood that he drank from Sophia. And I'm thinking ambulance or hospital as well. I was leaning more towards hospital. We don't know if Miranda was hospitalized after tripping or doing anything. Clearly, she was not on any kind of, or not like hospitalized with the outfit that she was wearing and obviously driving into from. But I don't know what the hospital could be. I don't know if it has to do with Henry himself, or if it would be with Miranda, or if it would be with one of the births of the kids.
Okay. Now, here is my theory, and I'm not sure exactly how it ties in because I haven't been able to figure that part out. So we hear a heart monitor, right? And
Right.
Henry's like, "What's that noise? You hear that?" And then we see this light in his eyes, right? Now, who's on a heart monitor right now?
Donna. And she's got a light in her eye as well.
She got the light in her eyes. I think somehow he tapped into Donna.
Or
I
Donna
think-
tapped to him.
Well, don't forget, this was going on while Donna had a cardiac arrest, right?
Right.
He didn't know anything about it. He was drinking with Sophia, and he didn't know. And then Jade probably came and told him what happened, and then he started having these visions. I think he tapped into Donna. I think she put something in him, in her blood, that makes him able to maybe read people's minds, to be able to like she knows everything that goes on there, Man in Yellow, right? Man in Yellow
Right.
knows everything. He knew Tabitha was digging the hole. He knows everything. Well, why wouldn't Henry know everything too? I think he was connecting with Donna. That's what I think.
I love that and totally think that could be spot on. I love that. Because you're right. She's the one that's on the heart monitor. It's beeping in very similar fashion. The light in the eyes. Definitely a bigger light in his eyes, but it could be because he's looking through it, looking from it through her perspective. I really do like that theory. I don't know how that would. I'm not sure how that'll tie into the storyline and the plot and what that'll actually be a big reveal or an answer for, but I do like that connection. And even if it's not him tapping into her, the fact that it's at the same time, especially because we thought
Wait, you're going out a little bit.
maybe we
I don't
thought
hear
it was
you.
going to be Donna, but it was actually her. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think the Man in Yellow knows what's going on. I mean, yeah, I think he has his little spies, probably the monsters and maybe other people, other things, but he knows what's going on. He does know things. He knows everything about this place. He knows everything about everybody in this place. He knows about Henry. He knows about Miranda. He knows them all.
But I
So
don't
he
think-
knows. Yeah.
Just like the devil can hear anything that you say.
Yeah.
Right? But it can't read like your thoughts and what's really in your heart. So the minute you speak it, it hears it and it knows it. I feel like the Man in Yellow is exactly like that. Like the minute you say it out loud, the minute the story is told, the minute you speak it into existence, it's a thing. But if you thought it and you kept it to yourself, it's not a thing. Right? It's just your thoughts. That's private. It doesn't have access to it. So I definitely feel that the Man in Yellow, it's like that.
Yeah, if you speak something into existence, then he hears it. Right?
Exactly.
Donna, obviously, everybody was talking about Donna having this heart attack, so he heard it all.
Right.
And then Henry now hears it all. I think
Yeah.
Henry's going to be so confused because he's going to be picking up everything from everybody. It's going to drive him insane.
That would drive him crazy.
Yep.
That would make him want to jump off of a building.
It would make him want to drink until he never woke up or jump off a building. Yeah.
Oh God.
That's
Either
what's going
one's
to happen.
bad. Either one is awful.
Because it's too much of a coincidence to have her on a heart monitor and there's a light flashing in her eyes, and we see that's what's happening with him. Do you think he knows about the door?
Daniels asked, do you think he knows the door? I think if he doesn't know at this moment, he will. Or she
he
will.
will.
The Man in Yellow will know.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
if you notice from the trailer, which we'll get to, we're only on the very first scene, but when Boyd's like telling the plan to Colony House and give him a little pep talk, she's standing right there. I'm just saying.
I love that. I love
Oh.
that.
No need to be omniscient. She's right there.
Yeah. Maybe he's hearing voices. Yeah, I think he's just tapping into everyone. He's going to be hearing things. He's going to be seeing things, and he's not going to understand what happened to him.
Right.
How could he possibly know and all these things that he's going to be experiencing?
Exactly.
And it may drive him to actually get violent and start hurting people. It might drive him nuts,
Yeah.
because
Oh,
she
God.
wants that. She wants him to do that, obviously, right?
Victor would be
So-
so hurt and disappointed. It would tear him apart.
It's going to tear Victor apart. There's no question. So, okay, so this is Donna. And then this was the other picture where they were showing her how many fingers am I holding up and all this, right? So,
Right.
anyway, Donna's on that heart monitor. So, I really think that's what it is. So, I'm going to put back, where is it? Where is it? Do you still have it up?
Yep, it says I'm still sharing.
Okay, hold on. How come I don't see it? Ah, here it is. Okay, got it.
All
Okay.
right, excellent. All right, so the next scene.
So explain to me why you don't have an eye.
We are all
All right, so real quick, we see before we get to the Elgin them part, if I back it up a little bit, here in the credits, you see, let me go back just a little bit so you don't see that. You see Victor, Tabitha, and Ethan going to the car graveyard.
Yes.
So clearly they're obviously looking for the car for the men in yellow,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Right.
I like again that they're like Victor is taking some action. I am
Yes.
curious how Tabitha got to join them.
Yes. Well, she knew about the man in yellow's suit. She was in on that. She knew about that.
Right.
And I guess she heard about Victor's story about the man in yellow. And did she remember being Miranda and eaten by that thing?
Probably
Oh
not
no,
yet.
she wouldn't know about that because she died by Smiley. She wouldn't know about that.
Right. So coming, just like the fact that Ethan and Victor are drawing together. So clearly either Boyd's going to come back to check on him or he's going to go downstairs and be like, look, I finished my drawing. And
Yeah.
he's going to be like, all right, where do you think the car is now? And he's going to be like, I know where the car is now. And Ethan's like, all right, I'll go with you to find it. So I wonder if Tabitha is going to jump in and be like, I'll go with you guys.
Yeah.
And, or, like to be a good mom. But I'm more curious to find out if she does that, if Jade tries to confront her again, and she does this to try to avoid speaking with Jade because she still has not spoken with Jade. And
That's
in this
right.
episode, if the synopsis is true, shit's gonna hit the fan. And if they haven't gotten their story straight, they're gonna make the people turn on them even more because they're gonna feel like they're getting lied to because they're getting different pieces of the story that don't add up.
That's right. Now the question with Jade is, okay, so Acosta heard him say he was on a mushroom trip, and Kenny
Right.
said he was. He told Kenny he was on a mushroom trip, and of course Boyd knows. Who else
Right.
knows about it? Who else knows?
Donna
knows, right? Okay.
knows.
Oh,
I don't
everyone in that room knew. Henry knew. Henry was there.
Yeah.
Henry is the one who's going to be telling everyone.
You think it's Henry? I think it's Patty.
Well, she may say a few things, but Henry is the one who knows about Jade. Patty knows
Right.
about
Tabitha.
Henry knows about Jade.
I wonder if both of them open their mouth
Yes.
in different places, and they just
Yeah.
it just starts like festering in two different locations.
Yeah, I think that's what's
Right,
going to
between
happen.
Town and Colony House. I could
Because
see
who
that.
else was in the police station when they were looking at the suit? It was Kenny, it was Donna, it was Boyd, it was Ellis, and it was Tabitha and Jade, right?
Yep.
And Henry.
And Henry.
So out of that crew, Henry is the only one who knew Jade was going to take mushrooms.
He left before something was said. I forget what exactly it was, but he still didn't know about the mushrooms is my point. But Henry did leave after he said he would go talk to Victor. He left, and then they did mention something else.
So he didn't know that Jade was going to be taking mushrooms? We have to go back
No.
and listen to that.
Yeah, we have to go back and listen to it, but I'm pretty sure he did know. But he did say that he was going to go talk to Victor, and then he left, and then they did keep talking, and I forget what the hell they said.
But then again, if he's able to pick up what people are saying, if he has telepathy with people now, he's going to hear
Right.
all of it anyway.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
So he'll
right.
be the one to blab. Yep.
All right, so let's see what we got next.
Why you don't have an eye.
We are all being tested.
Part of your test is getting mutilated.
There is a truth behind all of this.
Okay,
right.
so she's like, what happened to your eye? And he says, well, it was a test. So she says, which is a test that means you're being mutilated.
Right.
And what does he say? He says there's a grand scheme of things or something like that.
We are all being tested.
Part of your test is getting mutilated.
There is a truth behind all of this. When your enemy
There's a
There's a
truth behind all of this. I wonder if he's referencing what really happened or if he's referencing the actual reason why they're there.
I think
Oh,
I think he's talking about what actually happened with his eye. Because he told Boyd, he said things will come out. They're exposed. They will be
Right.
exposed.
the truth always comes out.
The truth always comes out. Now, what's interesting is we saw Julie and Sarah get closer. Sarah is the one that mutilated Elgin. And she's sitting in the diner talking to Elgin, asking him what happened to you, right?
Right.
She doesn't know Sarah did that to him.
No, do you think
How
that
would
that
she
would definitely
feel
change the dynamic?
Right. How would she feel if she knew Sarah was the one that did it?
Yeah, I don't know if she'd be okay with it.
I don't think she would. So something's going to happen now. There's a reason why they're showing this scene.
Right.
I think she's going to find out Sarah did it. So that's going to be hard. So yeah, that should be interesting. And the same thing with Donna. I just want to back up for a second. There's a reason why they had Donna almost die in this episode. Okay. Now, is she going to remember that she had an after-death experience, a near-death experience? Is she going to, did she hear the people screaming in the town? What was the reason for this? There has to be a reason. And I'm not sure what it is yet, but we'll see.
All right. All right. So do we want to move forward?
Yeah.
Okay.
when your enemy threatens, tries to scare
We go back a little
And
bit
she's
more.
right there.
I
And
know.
Sophia's right there.
us. When your enemy threatens, tries to scare you, that means they are scared of you.
I mean, look at she goes and Fatima is like, no, Boyd, you got it wrong.
Exactly.
They're trying to scare you because they're scared of you. What kind of BS is that? You live in a place. Are these monsters scared of you? No.
It sounds like something you would tell your child that's afraid of
Yes.
nightmares. Like,
Yes.
like for real. Like you would really tell like a 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds, you don't have to be scared of your nightmares. They're really, or like
Right.
you would tell somebody about an insect.
Yes.
You know, spiders were like it was, and you see Fatima going like, Jesus Christ, not this shit
Yes.
again. Like, why are you saying this? And I have a feeling, I wonder if Fatima was like, all right, the golem is ready. I want to try to do something. And Boyd was like, all right, I'm glad you got out of the system, but we're going to have a town meeting. Just hold off on that. And now Fatima's like, for this, really, this is what we got. And I think this and the way she looks here is going to be the catalyst for her activating the golem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she sees that that Boyd can't protect them. It's impossible. He can't do it. He's telling them, don't be afraid. They're probably more afraid of you. Yeah, right. These monsters are so afraid of you. Right. Or the man in yellow who is eating dead people is afraid of you.
Immortal
right?
beings are afraid of you. Give me
Right.
a freaking break.
So that's why she's like, I got to activate this golem. I got to protect everybody, not just myself now. I got to protect everyone because
Right.
Boyd can't do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I loved her reaction here. It's great.
100%.
And then there's Sophia like hanging out. Yeah, it's me, guys. Hi. It's me. I'm the one you got to be afraid of.
And that's the part that look at Kenny. She's closer to Kenny. And then you have Elgin standing there too.
Yeah.
I hope she does not keep your hands where they are, lady. Touch yourself. Do not touch anybody else. Jesus Christ.
She has to be selective with who she touches. She can't just start touching everybody.
No, because that'll be obvious. All right, so here we go.
Right.
Here's the rest. Let me back up a little bit more.
Right. So, and Jade told him in this episode, he said, it's all going to fall apart, Boyd. It's all going to fall apart. Jade knew it. And it's
Yes,
true.
she did.
Everyone's looking at Boyd like, are you for real? What are you telling us? I mean, Donna wouldn't be saying that. What would Donna say? Donna would say, look, guys, we got to protect ourselves. We got to protect each other. We have to have some weapons and right.
Just try to stay alive. Protect who you
Just
can.
try and stay alive. Right. We have to have like a safe word or a place to go or something. And he's saying, oh, don't worry. Just don't worry about it. That's so ridiculous.
All right. Next scene.
Is that the car the man in the yellow suit came here in?
Yeah.
What kind of clues are we looking for?
And that's the end of it. So what do you
What is
think
it that he
they're
pulled
going to
out?
find?
Yeah. It must belong to the person he came there with.
Right.
I'm thinking.
So,
what is it? What the
It
hell
looks
is
like
it?
a bag of some sort. Right? And then here we see him holding, if I can pull it up, right? Where are you? Here we see him holding that bag.
Yeah.
Almost like a vomit bag.
Uh-huh. Very small bag.
Right. So he's
Yeah.
holding that bag. And again, let me bring up where I see it. Oh, that's bad lighting. There we go. That's a good image of it.
Yeah. I don't know. Now, somebody said something about Julie had a pouch when she was story walking when she saw Jim. And I don't remember her having a pouch on. Somebody said that. So they were
That is
saying
what-
that's the pouch. That's what I heard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't. Did you see her wearing a pouch? No.
Not at all. Nope.
No.
I'm not saying there's not one there. I'll go back and rewatch, but I do not recall a pouch or a fanny pack or anything of that nature
No.
or a purse.
No.
And
Nope.
Julie's not the type to wear any of that either.
No. No. I don't remember seeing anything like that. But I don't know. What do you think it is? I mean, it's some kind of pouch, but for what purpose?
The only thing I can think of is if he opens it up and he finds Eloise's crayons. I'm hoping it's something tied to Eloise, just because they've already dropped a few hints from her about her. They haven't really mentioned anything about her, and if they're going to use her in any part of the storyline or bring her in, they need to start giving us a little bit more clues. The only other thing I can think of is that it's something that Miranda left, like there's something of Miranda's, and it's either going to be his mom or his sister. That's my personal opinion. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think, Lori?
I don't think it's anything of Miranda's. I think it's something that belongs to the person he came in the car with, because Victor didn't remember who the person was.
Right.
And then when he sees it, he's going to remember, oh, yeah, there was this other person. And maybe that person died horribly or something. Who knows? But I think that's what it is.
Do you think it'll be a reveal to Sophia being the man in yellow? Or like he'll find something about Sophia?
It has to do with Sophia. Whatever he finds has to do with Sophia. Because I believe Sophia was a real girl that lived during that time of the massacre.
Right.
So maybe she was in the car with her dad when they picked up Man in Yellow. Who knows?
Right.
And
Right.
that actually makes sense to me. Because he was very quick to say the pastor was his father, right?
Right.
Maybe she was a little young girl who came with her dad and her mom, and they picked up Man in Yellow on the road, you know?
Right.
I think that's what he's going to remember, that something in that glove compartment has to do with somebody else, and it might be Sophia. Yep. Okay, yeah, it's a bag that tightens when you pull the strings. Yes, I could see that. Oh, hey, Just Me, how you doing? Oh, well, I'm glad you stopped by. Thank you.
Hey, Jenna.
Thanks for stopping by. Does anyone think Eloise is alive? You know what's funny about that? There was a time I thought that Donna was Eloise.
Right.
And I changed my opinion when Henry came, because I figured if Henry would recognize his daughter, I would think. And she certainly would say, oh my God, Dad, right?
Right.
I could see her not telling Victor because he was so traumatized, but she took care of him all those years, you see. So that's why I said, maybe she's not Eloise because of Henry. But look, she and Henry, I don't think anything happened between them. I just think they drank some alcohol together. I don't think anything happened.
Right.
She could still be Eloise and just didn't tell him who she is. But why would she do that? I don't know.
I don't know.
But I
either.
always thought she could be Eloise. I did think that. But I don't know. If it's not her, who the hell is Eloise? Is Eloise alive? Is she in the real world? Is she the writer of the story? I mean, who is Eloise? Right?
Yeah, I'm sure. I definitely do think she's still alive. I think she's alive and she's story walked and she's trapped somewhere. But I also think if she did story walk and is trapped somewhere, then that means that Julie should be able to master story walking without seizing out like she did the very first time when she threw the rope. The rope.
It's not Donna anymore. So, Heather, what do you think? You think that it's somebody took over Donna's body? You're thinking? Some creature took over.
She's been possessed.
She's been possessed. I mean, I don't think Man in Yellow is shapeshifted into her, right?
No.
So maybe something else happened. She's been possessed or something. Yeah, well, I don't know if he's going to tell Julie the truth. I don't know if he would do that. Well, first of all, Boyd, he's afraid of Boyd. Why is everyone upset that they'd want to kill Jade and Tabitha when they find out they're reincarnated? Well, I think they said, like, in the past incarnations that people were angry that they're stuck in this place because of Jade and Tabitha.
Right.
That they're the reasons that they're there. That's why they're angry at them. And they kill them. Why? Because someone convinces them that if you kill them, you'll be able to leave this place. That's what I think.
Yep.
Right. I mean, why else would they kill them?
Right.
Right. If you kill them, you'll be able to go home. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of. But anyway, it should be an interesting episode.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Again, we'll definitely hopefully get some good reveals. I don't know how the pacing will be of the show, but I obviously clearly don't foresee this really high-paced, fast episode. I feel like, again, it's going to give us a bunch of answers, or at least start leading us to the next path. And I think we're going to see some really crazy shit, episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10.
So you think that Eloise is Julie?
I used to. I don't think that anymore. I think Eloise is alive somewhere, story walking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Wasn't it Victor's job to bury? Yeah. Could that bag be something he buried? Yeah, that's possible too, because he was burying one article of something that belonged to each person. But I don't know if he would remember that, though. He was burying so many things at that time. But anyway, we are going to be ending the stream, guys, because it's getting late. And but I just want to ask you, Jen, one thing. There was something you said you wanted to say about Eloise, though. You had some theory. What is it? Do you remember?
No, I don't off the top of my head right now.
Something about this trailer. Something with Eloise, you were saying.
Oh, that I was hoping that they found something about Eloise in the car. Was it?
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
Yes. That the reason why he's looking like that is I'm really hoping that it has something to do with Eloise. And if that would signify, and the reason why it's in the car is because we saw the license plate from when the pastor arrived.
Yeah.
And cars fall on. So it might have been a clue. We didn't realize at the time, but to go check the cars, and he needs to figure out that it was the brown car, because in the brown car, he's going to find out something that has to do with Eloise.
That may be it then. That could be it. Interesting. I like that. So, yeah. Well, yeah, in this timeline, they're calling out to Tabitha, but in the past, they were calling out to Jade, right?
Right.
So, and we're still wondering what that was about, because Jade's younger self said that what happened to Tabitha was worse.
Right.
And I was thinking, well, maybe Tabitha was in on it initially. And at the last minute, she changed her mind.
Right.
While Jade was dead against it from the beginning. And maybe that's why the children were calling out to him, because they knew that he didn't want it to happen.
I agree. And I also will take it a step further and say that I think that Tabitha possibly could be like OG Tabitha could also possibly be a witch.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about last time.
Right,
Yes.
right.
And I think that's possible. Yes. And Eloise is Julie in the same way that Victor is Ethan. Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Right. Not as a reincarnation, but as a parallel. Yes.
I 100% agree. They share the same role.
Yeah, I agree with that too. All right, guys, we're going to be ending the stream now. We're streaming like almost 4 hours. But I want to thank all of you for being here and sharing this great show with us.
Thank you.
Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, like the video. And if you can, after this video is over, you can go back and leave a comment. That would be great. And don't forget to check out my new episode 6 video, which is linked in the description of this video, and watch that, because I go into the whole episode about how the connection is the most important thing to get them out of this place. And that when they're not connected, like Henry, that's when things happen to you.
Right.
And thank you guys. Thank you, Thanos. I appreciate you being here. And Mel. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, everybody. Amy was here. I'm not sure who, Just Me was here. A lot of people were here. They left. I know it's late, and we're going to have to leave too. And Scarlett and everybody else. But have a wonderful evening, guys. We'll be back next Wednesday at 9 o'clock to cover episode 7. And it should be a really good one. So have a wonderful evening.
Have a great night and a great morning tomorrow, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.